me too.
All right. So, a lot happened.
A lot happens.
And,
and you didn't keep track of it.
That is the question, dog. That is the $1 million question.
What's that?
What happened? And what happened,
Dude.
as far as I can remember?
Where did it all go wrong?
Well, so, Copy had, done a performance. It was too good. You guys got attacked. Felicia got overwhelmed. Well, you didn't get attacked. You just got, mobbed by fans. Felicia got overwhelmed and went into her dreaded state. Is that what it's called? Undead?
Yeah, dread aspect.
Yes. And then you guys got into a fight.
Yep.
You managed to make your way out of that fight, kidnap Sir Peter Bollington, shove him into incapacitate him first, and then you guys cracked the case on his briefcase, went in, realized that he's been smuggling all kinds of illegal plants and animals to and for Gloria. So Copy took it upon himself to get those all taken out, and he's working with Joel to get them a sanctuary made somewhere in the tree.
Sanctuary!
Ding, ding. Anyway. Meanwhile, incapacitated Sir Peter Bollington has been stuffed into his own briefcase, and you guys Huh?
Sir isn't fucking right.
It's true. It is true. And you guys arcane locked it with the password Roses, and only the 4 of you are able to open it.
Yep, the 4 roses.
And yes,
speaking of Copy, he was definitely planning on playing, so give him a buzz on a ping and he'll join us.
Oh, okay. Da-da-da.
When I talked to him earlier, he was definitely planning on playing.
Oh, okay. Copy.
Not fair.
What?
How stupid pretty my wife is.
Oh, your wife's beautiful and adorable.
I know, it's not fair.
Deal with it.
You guys are so
I try to.
cute.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle.
You ever try to walk with 3 legs all the time?
Oh my god.
Moving
I want my
on.
money back.
You want your money back?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that would be coming my way. I proposed to Paula during a couch dance.
Oh my god. It's okay. I proposed to Alex in the middle of drinking at a really loud bar on a cruise ship.
That's alright. They picked me up in a hot tub.
There we go.
Nice.
I don't think I want to hear this.
Hey, Wild.
Did you hear Steven? He said, I don't think I want to hear this.
I did. Tell me where he was conceived.
Oh my god.
But please be very descriptive with his name and location.
Both kids, actually, I can tell you the exact minute and time and day. Boy.
What?
Of what?
Yeah?
Of what? They're what?
Of conception for both kids.
I'm right here.
Oh my god.
Oh.
My son is flipping me off.
Oh my god. Please,
I love you,
don't tell
Steven.
me Steven is under the impression that parents only have sex enough time to conceive their children.
I am not under that impression.
Oh my god. That hit like 2 octaves.
Yeah.
I love it.
Pinto.
Yeah, no, with KT, Steve was in a cast. He had severe injury to his ankle, and we had been trying, and then he got injured, and we'd had like a dearth, And when he finally felt well enough, yep, sure enough, there it took. And Stephen was my birthday boy.
Yay, Stephen!
Yay, Steven!
Yeah, I was still nursing KT. They're 14 months apart, and I was still nursing KT. And we were under the impression that as long as I was nursing, it wasn't going to be that much of a problem as far as birth control is concerned. I put paid to that lie. That is a lie. You very definitely.
You fertile Myrtle, there, girl. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you very definitely can and do get pregnant while you're nursing.
Oh, yeah. Your body is like, oh, it's baby making time? Let's go.
Yeah.
Your kids were probably fucking huge. Pregnant and nursing? Jesus Christ.
You got baby better for your birthday?
Yep.
Pregnant tits are the best. But you just can't fucking touch them, dude. I just want to touch them so much.
Yeah.
No.
It hurts.
No.
Leave me alone. Go away.
Yup.
You might get anal before you get touched some pregnant ass titties.
Yeah, God.
You just stick it in my ass.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was definitely Alex's biggest complaint. Like, but they're so big, they're never going to be this big again. I was like, you're damn right, and you'll never touch them when they're big again.
And it's really not so much the size, it's just its shape. It's like, God damn, puffy
Right, like,
nipples.
I felt good. I'm not gonna lie. They looked real fucking good.
They look fantastic.
It hurt so much.
It hurt so much.
The worst part is going to a grocery store and someone else's kid starts crying, and then your tits just start dripping.
Raging.
Yes, I know. It's like, okay, fine. Thank you. Outed myself as a new mother.
Anyway, we were talking about D&D.
We were.
We were talking about D&D. Let's go back to D&D.
All right.
Because my son
always
is saying yes, please, because we're embarrassing the fuck out of him.
Okay, all right. So we covered most of the things. We're still waiting for copy, but I'll kind of finish the overview real quick as far as I can. Gwynny acquired a flying monkey that she named Diputa. Yeah.
I love him. I've always wanted a monkey.
Oh my God. And then as far as I remember, Gwynny with her newly acquired Diputa and I hate that name so much, and Felicia are heading back to Gwynny's work tent with
just call him DP.
Annabelle. Oh my God, no. Annabelle the Rose. We already have Trash Boy TB.
DP is so much better.
Oh my God. And Dilly has the briefcase with Sir Peter Bollington in it.
Yeah.
Dilly, are you following Gwynny and Felicia to the tent?
So this is where we're at. We're all like, we took a break after we're like headed to Gwynny's work tent.
Yeah, the work tent. I'm going to say once you guys, like, Gwynny, what were you planning on doing in the work tent? Are you just going to kind of like store everything there before like going and taking a rest?
Yeah, I think, well, she had told Joel that she was going to take care of the gingerbread man. So she's going to make sure that the gingerbread man is stashed safely. And then I was going to go ahead and figure out a way to safely store the rose.
Okay.
Because we had decided that the rose didn't need to go to Joel's garden.
Right. Yeah, no, she's chill.
Yeah.
I did just think of a problem we got. What if he starts bitching about his rose being gone and says rose? Gotta let him out.
No, it won't. He can't get past his own lock. There's no way out from in.
Yeah, no, once they put it down, he's in there.
And even if he did get past his own lock, somehow he would still have to deal with the arcane lock, which is on the outside.
Yeah, the arcane lock is on the outside and nobody can open it.
So my understanding was when my arcane check told me that if he's put in there, you can't get out.
Yeah, no, he can't get out.
Yeah, he's locked in. That arcane lock is only alterable with a wish spell. Or something similar.
He's stuck.
So I think that with everything going on, Dilly would follow Gwenny and Felicia so that we can maybe try to debrief, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Do we still have the suitcase? Do we have the brief on us?
I'm carrying it.
Yeah, Dilly
Okay.
has it.
We need to debrief.
Debrief days. We need to debrief days.
So it is. So totally up to you guys if you want to do that in Gwenny's work tent or if you want to go upstairs to like crew quarter area.
So
We need stuff there.
I have meta questions too.
Uh-huh.
So Circus is open right now, right?
Currently, yes.
And I just want to say that all the things that we've done, like pretty much out in the open, nobody's noticed.
Well,
Yeah.
technically they did. While
Hello?
hello.
What's up? Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Hello. Hello, my friend. Hello.
We are just figuring out what everyone's doing right now.
Yeah.
So technically, when Copy played his song, and all those people like mobbed him because they were big fans all of a sudden, and Felicia freaked out and started fighting. That's essentially when you took that opportunity to kidnap Peter Bollington.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. It kind of played out all well. Now I have
So
my
you
own
had a
my own
distraction.
world.
Okay.
You definitely had a distraction. But
Okay.
outside of that, what else did you do in public that you think someone would have noticed?
It was just that whole thing, and other than that, like all the wild animals or whatever come out are just kind of running around.
I was gonna say that shit next.
And also, I just wanted to point out that, like, at this point in time, while Gloria and or Joel should be aware that some fucking shit's really getting fucked up right now. So,
Oh, yeah. Joel's already aware. That's why he's helping Copy
Right.
put all the animals into the tree.
And
Yeah,
just,
I was gonna ask Joel if he could just give me a demi plane so I could just put a whole world in my treehouse. As soon as you enter the door, you're in the wild.
Well, that's essentially what the inside of the tree is. Every floor is its own little world within a world.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Fantastic.
you'd have, if you ever accessed the tree, you would have access to Joel's floor and the sanctuary floor.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to like go play Joel a nice soothing song and make him some tea.
Now's not the time, darling. Joel's a little bit busy. But that's a very nice sentiment, and he would appreciate it later.
Give me some of that rice. Would you give me some of that rice?
so okay.
Any other questions?
Yes,
Answer them
where
as best I
was
can.
All it did.
Gwenny and Dilly at when they opened their thing for Trash Boy?
I believe we were in Gwenny's work tent.
I believe so. That's what I want to say.
Okay. So then some of that
When we did
stuff.
what?
When Dilly opened the box.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we were. No, we weren't in the work tent. We were upstairs in my quarters.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant, not the work tent, in your quarter tent.
Yeah, I haven't been in the
That's
work
why
tent
we're
since
coming
the work
here.
tent got trashed. I'm about to find out that my work tent has been trashed and redone by people that were not familiar with my belongings because I haven't been in there since it's happened.
That's right.
Wasn't
So there's that.
Bitsy fixing it?
Bitsy was, yeah. She's done her best.
She's done her best.
She's done her best. But,
Well, it wasn't that. It won't be that bad because Dilly was there.
Yeah.
They were talking, and he was kind of running around and putting things back where he more closely remembered it might be.
Okay, so honestly, there might be like, go ahead. Once you walk in, just go ahead and roll me perception.
Okay, we'll do.
Can I roll something to see how precisely I may have fixed things?
Yes. I'm gonna say.
Let me get my stats up here.
Performance on that one.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's see.
Let me get my stats.
Stats.
Hi, coffee.
My stats.
Oh shit! Natural one.
Oh.
You're at 8 total.
So there are about 10 items that Bitsy had put in the correct place that you were like, no, that's not where that goes. And you moved it.
To where I wanted it. She'll see that things are in the place where I've been telling her to put them for years.
Uh-huh. Oh,
I want this here.
I think it would look better on the mantle.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Oh,
With the best intentions, you accidentally redecorated her tent.
yeah, you absolutely did.
It's feng shui.
So I walk in and it's like, what the hell?
Dolls are in inappropriate positions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
God.
Dilly, what did you do?
Me? Bitsy did this.
Bitsy didn't have. No, Bitsy didn't do this. You did this. What happened? What did you do? And tears are rolling out of Winnie's eyes because she's been having a day, and now this.
Well, we tried to clean and help. It's all picked up now. Maybe some things are misplaced. But
Maybe you'll find something that you haven't seen in ages. You know, something that's been in plain sight.
My perception is 13, so maybe I just accept that it's okay.
I'm just gonna
with
give her a hug.
13, I think you notice most of the items that Dilly has put where he has been telling you to put them, but the rest of the 10, as far as you can tell, he and Bitsy did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna get down on my knees and scoot up to her and just wrap her up in a big hug. What I used to have to do when she was little.
It's just that. Oh.
All right,
Dilly,
now suck it up.
No.
You'll be fine. That's enough.
All right, check the box. Make sure the box is okay.
Time to be strong again.
No, check under the chair. Go look at the box. Is it okay?
The box is there.
But is it okay?
It's great. Never better.
So while we're standing there, I'm going to pull out the 2 vials of smells that made them get all weird to begin with. We need to find out about this stuff. Do you still have that letter?
Yes. What letter?
The letter that was with you, fuck you, you ugly thing, and then...
Oh, yeah.
The stuff you guys got from TV, and I'll walk over to where it was and grab the stuff.
Well, I'll be eyeballing that little vial that made me pass out, because now it's kind of coming back. I'm not comfortable with that memory.
Are you able to, maybe, I don't know, go into his head, or maybe into his dream?
Into my head?
Oh, yeah.
Whose head?
Better yet, you do weird shit, can you? Because if so...
Can I go in my head?
No, not your own head. Stop playing with yourself. I mean into her head.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'll stand up, just looking at her. I've never read Gwynny before or tried.
That was beautiful.
Maybe if she, I don't know, if she was to go back under. Maybe you can go in there with her and hold her hand and walk her through the dream.
I don't know how to say this. Like, I feel like his empathic ability is almost a fault sometimes. Like,
what do you mean? In the sense of not being able to really, like, focus?
control what goes into it and focus it too.
Okay, so
Like, I feel
it's
like
almost like if he opens
he's never
himself
just
up, it's just kind of a torrent, and whatever he can grab onto, he can read.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's never been defined, the flavor, so I leave a lot of it up to you, to be honest.
I mean, okay.
So that being said,
I'm cool with pretty much anything, honestly, as long as it's not too OP.
sure, right. That's why I kind of leave it open for more definition, more or less. Anyway.
And Mr. Kitty, if that don't work, maybe I could call forth my spirit shroud, and Gwenny here could speak to the spirits. Maybe I don't know.
Did I explain my dream already?
No, I don't think so. Or if you did,
You did.
please refresh my memory if you did.
It was apparently my mother, who was a tabaxi, telling me that I was despicable and disgusting, and then I was just kicked off of something and falling.
Okay.
And all I remember is mist and falling in that sequence that I just mentioned. And we were in like the cabin kind of thing. It could have been a ship. It could have just been a cabin. So, yeah.
Okay, can I meta something really quick, Mike?
Of course.
Since our backstory is that we fell together from the same ship, and I was very, very young when it happened, and I had bonded with Dilly while still on the ship. We were two little kids being friends together. He was kind of a slightly older kid, and I was tagging around after him type thing.
Mm-hmm.
When he got kicked off the ship, can I meta that I dived off the ship without realizing the consequences after him, and that's how we ended up together on the ground?
Absolutely.
That's good.
I like that.
I love it.
Okay.
So the way I see it is, you may have some harder feelings. You know, you from what it appears like is that you was kind of fucked up, and you wasn't really hurting. You had a happy experience. So maybe if we try both sides of the coin, we could probably get a good story of what happened.
You can see Dilly, he just kind of sits down, like, because he's thinking about that memory. And the realization comes to him that she probably was the one who seriously hurt him. So he's kind of sitting there, staring off blankly. So you're talking at him right now.
Yeah, PTSD Dilly.
So how do you do your readings? Don't you have to touch your like the person across the way's hands or something? Maybe you should go do that with him. And if you start like acting weird, I could try to wake you up.
You mean me?
Yeah,
You want me to read Dilly?
definitely. Yeah, and if not, he can try to read you. And maybe you guys can have some sort of semblance of what's going on. I mean, it's just a thought. I'm not really expecting it to work, but I have faith in you.
Dilly, do you want me to do that? Gwenny will not do this without Dilly's consent.
What? To do what?
She suggested that I try to read you and that you try to read me.
I don't know that I want to know anything else.
Well, why don't
Yeah.
you just read her?
Wow. Meta. Oh, wait.
Uh-huh.
Reading her could also tell me more than I want to know about myself.
Well, look, you're a dickhead. You might as well know why you're a dickhead. Look, I'm sorry, but
Call it
No,
like I see
you
it.
know,
I never
he's a
lie.
dickhead, but he's my brother and I love him.
see? Now, what are you scared of?
Knowing.
Well, ain't nobody ever died of knowledge.
Now, listen, Felicia, wait a second. Think this through just a moment. I know you want to know what your past is. I know you want to know what your past holds. I know what you want to know who did things so that your past is murky and you don't understand it, and who did things to your mother, and who your aunt is and all that. But not everybody wants to know. Everybody has their own way
I
of
want to
dealing
know.
with their
I
past.
don't want to know. I mean, look at me. I'll stand up with all 6'7", just this huge cat devil thing. Look
Oh,
at
no.
me. What am I?
You're my
I'm not-
brother.
I'm not a human or a dwarf.
You're unique. And you're you. And ain't nothing that ever happened in your past is going to define your future.
And all I can think of is annihilating anything I dislike.
Well, that ain't right.
Exactly.
Well, don't you think knowing why would fix that?
No.
I'm just going to thrust my hand out and read Gwynny.
Okay.
Damn, that went differently.
Oh, so if I cast this,
Dilly is
becomes
just
a
very,
damn.
what do you call it? Compulsive.
Yeah.
And that is insight.
Yep, insight.
I couldn't have picked a better fucking
20.
spell. Thank God.
Which one do you take?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Right.
What are you trying to learn?
What were you asking?
That's the thing with the flavor we've talked about. He can only reach in, but he receives isn't defined. Like you receive like the intent of your soul, like if you're good or evil or things like that, but other things are just sporadic, so it's
Gwynny,
whatever.
if you want to try to give him information or try to like push the memory that you experienced towards him, you can do that.
Before you do that, I just want to say that whatever you say that has anything to do with Dilly will be part of his background story.
Right, I understand.
Now it's undefined.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you an undefined answer
Wonderful.
because of the way your talent works. What you feel from Gwynny is conscientious, mostly good, but very, very guilty. She has an extreme level of guilt that she feels all the time.
When he's like Stephen Colbert Catholic.
In Dippy's portrayals of this talent, I've also received some visions and more in-depth things. So
that's kind of the general emotions you're and alignment you're getting from Gwynny, but in terms of visions, Gwynny will
that would be more up to me.
See.
You will see falling and being picked up by this gigantic, to her at the time, cat, because when he was a dwarf infant, like 2 years old or a year old type thing. And Dilly was like 5 or 6 years old and tall even then as a child. So she's picked up by this gigantic cat, and then a flash forward to the orphanage and our abuser and killing the first killing, and the panic that she felt, and also the gratitude to Dilly for protecting her. And then this scared and alone feeling that she had when they first came to the circus, and this overwhelming anger, fear, and hatred towards Gloria, but also fear and anxiety over Joel. She didn't trust Joel at the time. And she still has trouble trusting Joel completely. And the overall impression that you're going to get is that the only person in this world that she trusts completely at all is Dilly. And she knows she has to protect him no matter what.
He'll break contact with her. Just kind of fall down. Excuse me, kind of exhausted. He's going to look at Gwynny and ask her, why do you feel guilty?
Then I look at you and I don't even answer. I just don't answer.
Now, when he does that, and this is meta, when he does that, does it open up the memories to you?
I don't have the ability to have much memories. I fell when I was a year old. So there's no real memory for me other than being raised with Dilly alone in an orphanage and the sensation of falling. I don't remember the ship at all. I don't remember my parents at all. I don't remember anything about that at all. I just remember falling and then being caught by Dilly and then being raised in the orphanage. A 1-year-old child just doesn't have that much memory capacity.
Absolutely.
Why would she just kick me off?
I don't know, Dilly.
She was quite obviously my mother. I mean,
I think she was evil, and then I'll just hug you really hard. I just hug. I said I don't know, and I just hug you really hard.
Who was my father then?
I think your father was a tiefling.
No wonder she cut my balls off.
I don't even want to talk about that.
That's cruel.
It's very cruel. Can we stop trying to pick on poor Dilly now?
Pick on me?
Well,
I'm the strongest one here.
No, you're not.
Aside from you, of course.
I'm not the strongest one either. We're all strong in our own ways.
I think that'd be Bitsy.
320 acres of land. Oh, shit.
And for a moment, we are going to slide over to Copy.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
So you're with Joel, and as you know, things have been moving along with Gwynny and Dilly and Felicia. You and Joel together have managed to, make a small for now. It fits everybody, but, it's going to have to be expanded in the future. But it will do for now. Joel's kind of doing a rush job on it. And he says, I'll have the marionettes load the animals and the plants into the sanctuary. But I do think we should return to everyone else there's shit happening.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, by the way, for helping me. I also wanted to know, as soon as I get everything situated, right, I was reading some stuff. I was doing some math, and yeah. So it seems that my magical plant abilities can extend up until about a half a mile. And I did some math on that. That would be 0.5, right? So in acres of land, that means it would roughly be about 320 acres of land. And I don't think that's too bad. It's not that big, but it's big enough to fit everyone here and also accommodate maybe let's say you wanted to visit, you wanted to go hunting, you wanted to experience nature. You would have enough room to do that without running into anything crazy in the wild. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm sorry, Copy, are you asking me to build the sanctuary / hunting grounds in the tree, or do you want it to be a tent at that point?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the nature will take care of the rest. If I keep casting my nature energy magic, it'll extend on its own. And in terms of a hunting place, no. All you do is enter the floor. You find me. I'll always be near the entrance. Because I'll just place my bird cage over there. And then me and you can go on a stroll through the forest, hunt for fish, maybe go fishing, maybe even hunt for some deer. I explained to the animals that nature works the same way here. If you're an omnivore, you eat plants and animals. If you're a carnivore, you gotta eat meat. If you're a herbivore, you gotta eat plants. It's a give and take society here, sir.
You've taught them how to run the ecosystem in the tree. All right, yep, all right. Sure, not a problem.
Well, I can speak to animals, so yeah.
Well, I'm glad you've explained to them that they can't be a utopian society for whatever reason. Lovely.
I don't think a utopian society is a real thing. It's just impossible to do.
And Joel
yes.
kind of looks at him and nods and says, all right, we'll talk later about this. Go ahead, do your thing, whatever that thing is.
Cast plant growth again. Right in front of him. And you just see, like, I'm doing the long-term effects, so essentially it would, once I cast it, 8 hours, should 8 hours pass, let's say a small tree would become a very large tree over time.
Okay, so you're just kind of building like a forest.
Yeah, forest, endless forest, and probably more biomes if I ever get the chance to.
And does he have to stay in proximity at all in order to keep that running?
I have to stay a full 8 hours there, and then once I'm done, it should take care of itself after that point.
All right. In that case, let's run really quick back over to Gwynny's tent. Dilly, you're, slumped over, kind of exhausted. Gwynny's hugging you.
Yes.
Yes. Is there anything, did oh God, okay. Gwynny, did you want to try to read Dilly? Because you already kind of said no, you don't want to find out more?
Well, no, he's on the fence with it. He does want to find out more. He's just in denial about it. But we've determined that she really can't read.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the ability. So
I can't read him by touch, but I could do a card reading or a crystal reading.
I think
Hold on now.
maybe I should take another whiff of that job.
Hold on a second though. Are you only able to do one more reading? Because we were going to do a reading on Mr. A, I believe. Or was it the other one?
I can only do one crystal reading today. But I could always do the cards.
Meta, real quick. Do we know how long before the actual Wizards duel is?
Yeah, when is the Tri-Wizard tournament? Do we know?
Why'd you put your name in the goblet of fire? Okay, anyway.
I did it, master. It took my name out of nowhere.
Harry Potter! So you guys have no idea. All you know
Okay.
is that things have been set in motion, and they're very clearly and rapidly picking up speed.
Okay.
So, which one's more important, you think?
I think it's more important that we read the wizard. Dilly, I love you, and I am happy to give you a card reading anytime, but I don't think we want to waste our crystal reading today on one of us.
Dilly's always avoided letting himself be read. And what's the room? The one tent in particular? You guys went in it with the pictures. I think.
Street time.
Oh, the tapestry tent.
That's another one he never went in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you say that?
No, I was metaing that. I'm just going to look at Gwynny. Perhaps we need to visit tapestry tent.
Oh. Are you ready?
And maybe for the first time you see like fear in Dilly's eyes.
We don't have to if you don't want to, brother.
I need to do this.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rose in the vase, our vase that we have, and set that on the shelf where it normally sits in this little alcove, and lock my tent as we leave, turning the sign to not available, and accompany Dilly and Felicia to the tapestry tent.
You know, this is very brave of you.
Maybe.
And I'll hold Dilly's hand.
So yeah, we'll go to the tapestry tent.
All right. And again, inside the tent, it's just a patchwork of different tapestries. Some of them have been ripped in half, diagonally, patches of them. They're all just kind of sewn together in this mismatched like quilt of tapestries that make up the inside of the tent. And the weird thing is that they all have like the same unsettling color palette, kind of deep reds, like almost like mustardy yellows, muddy browns, just dark shades of gray that kind of fade into black. But there's no clear image or scene anywhere.
I just want to roll a perception.
Oh, okay.
And just to see if there's any one of these tapestry that draws me to it.
Okay.
I've never been in this tent.
Real quick meta question. Whose tent is this?
Like,
is this a Gloria tent? Yeah, or a Joel?
This is a Joel tent.
Okay.
Okay. 26.
Oh, okay. 26. I'm gonna say
perception.
Right, God. Almost the second you pass through and into the tent, your eyes are drawn to the far right kind of inner curve of it, and you can see that there's, it almost, at the first glance, it almost looks like a seam where two of the tapestries meet. It might have been like a little thicker, but the longer you look at it, you realize, no, that's just one really, really, really thin strip of tapestry that's been used as a seam between two others.
I'll walk right over to it and just put my hand on it.
All right. Gwynny and Felicia, you see this. You see Dilly walk over and touch this thin strip of tapestry, and you immediately see his whole body go rigid, and his eyes are rolling back into his head.
All right, may I roll perception to see if I think he's being hurt?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to his body without looking, and I'm gonna put the the wire for the message thing for him and Vinny, or for him and Gwynny. I'm gonna wrap it around his pinky finger of the other hand.
I rolled a 28.
Okay. You don't sense that there's pain, any kind of physical pain, because you don't see any bruises forming. It doesn't look like he's twitching, but the look on his face, his brain is sending pain signals all throughout his body.
Okay, I'm going to try to step in between him and the tapestry, forcing his hand away from it.
All right, as you're attempting to do this, and you will be pushing and pulling, and he's stuck still. As you're doing this, Dilly, you're not in the tent anymore. The second you touched it, you found yourself in a field, and the grass is weirdly like up to your belly, and you're looking around, and you hear someone call your name, and you know it's your name, but it's not Dilly. And when you turn, you see a huge, towering tabaxi. Sorry, tiefling, wrong word. And he's just smiling at you. And from this perspective, you realize you're very tiny. He's about the height you are now, but you're very tiny. And you're running over to him, and he picks you up and he twirls you around in the air. And as much as he's talking to you, you just can't make out any of the words he's saying. But you can feel happy. You know that this is good. And you hear a sharp kind of harsh yell from further off in the field, and you see this large man turn and look, and you follow his gaze, and see the same woman who threw you into the mist. Gwynny, go ahead and roll strength for me.
Okay. Strength check.
Yes, please.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Oh my god, Alex is dehydrating the jerky in the kitchen, and it's so hot now.
Nothing like hot meat.
I'm like getting the meat sweats without eating meat.
I made jerky before. It was awesome.
Oh, it's so good.
Hang on, sweetie. I'm sorry. Just a moment.
Did some smoked fish too, which was really good, but it ruined my smoker. Well, it didn't ruin it. I couldn't smoke like anything else other than fish in it.
Yeah, it just smells like perpetual fish.
Oh, like I did I did a roast after that, and I bit into it like it was all done, smelling good. And you take the first bite. Initially, it's really good, then fish. Like, oh,
that
no.
sucks.
Yeah.
12. My strength check 12.
All right.
Am I contesting this, or are you just going to go against?
Hold on, let me pull this up. Da-da-da-da.
Thank you, son.
I don't know if there's really a way because he's kind of locked in.
Yeah, he's pretty much locked. I'm going to say if you can do 15 or higher, you can pull him away from it.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to force my way between him and the tapestry, but I'm not being very successful.
All right. And Felicia, did you want to try anything to help Dilly at this point?
I was just putting that copper thing so that they could talk to each other on him, so that way she could talk to him when while this is going on. And then I'm going to step back and be like, Winnie, let him do it.
Are you
It's
sure?
what he wanted. He wanted this.
Is it what he wanted, or is it what we talked him into? Winnie,
You can't
all
talk
the
him
guilt,
into
all the
nothing.
guilt. All the
Winnie.
guilt.
Winnie, he wants to. It's all right.
All right.
You're going to break your nails. Come on.
All right. And I just pat him on what I'm trying to reach for the shoulder, but I basically hit like mid-back because I'm very short. And I just reach out, pat him, and it's like, I'm here, Dilly.
Hear you now, too. You got your message thing on there?
All right, Dilly, go ahead and roll me a perception. Ow. Okay.
19.
So you're being held by this huge tiefling, and you're both kind of staring about 25 yards away at the tabaxi woman that you now very highly suspect is your mother, but you know she's the woman who threw you into the mist. And again, you can't really make out words, but the gesture she's making, she's beckoning you back, and you see just beyond her there is a house. It looks a little dilapidated, it's not in great shape, but almost reluctantly, the guy carrying you like takes a few steps forward, and then he kind of turns around really quickly, drops you to the ground, and shoves you in the opposite direction. And the one word you hear very clearly is run. But at the same time, right after that, you hear Gwynny's voice. Dilly, I'm here.
What? Am I responding? Like, do I hear her in my head or in my scene?
You hear her voice
Do I know the difference?
coming. You hear it almost in a sense of you understood one word in the scene, but you recognize Gwynny's voice, and it's kind of all around you.
Okay. I stop running. And I turn around.
And as you turn around, right before you turn around, you hear the sickening sound of steel going through flesh and bone, and as you turn, you see the tiefling fall to the ground, and the tabaxi starts sprinting towards you. And
Wow.
that's when kind of your entire body starts experiencing pain. Your scene sort of starts fading at the edges, but you just feel pain.
I'm going to keep trying to hang on as long as I can to see as much as I can.
All right. Roll me another perception.
Want
I'm in the other room. Is it dirty?
it is dirty.
Okay. Not that it matters. I was just curious.
He's actually rolling pretty low for his perception.
I know. I'm surprised.
It's okay. I like it.
All right. So with that, your vision's fading pretty fast. Not even fading. It's not like you in the vision are passing out. It's just this vision is obviously reaching a close. But you're managing to hold on just enough to see her loom over you. You had fallen at some point. You turn over onto your back, and she's looming over you. And her hand reaches down, and you see on her palm just a burned symbol. And you can't fully make it out. You can see that there's a circle with a line or two through it, but before you can get a good look, her hand is around your throat, and the vision ends.
At this point, I feel like I probably would have just fallen away. I don't want to let go, but maybe the pain has just kind of made me collapse. I don't know.
Are you
If you collapse, Gwenny's standing right behind you, and she's going to go ahead and just put her arms around you. And even though you're so much bigger than her, she's just going to support you all the way to the floor.
Can I physically let go? How does this work?
Because I remember you saying,
Hello?
Dippy?
Dippy, you might be muted.
Hello.
Yep, there you are. Hi.
Sorry, I was talking.
Yep.
Yeah, no, like when the vision ends, it's kind of like it just sort of releases you from the tapestry. You're not connected to it anymore by force.
All right. Well, I'll just collapse again.
Yeah, right on top of Gwenny. She's just going to kind of hold her arms out behind you. Then as you collapse, you just kind of fall into her arms, and both of you go to the floor.
okay.
I saw my father.
You saw your father?
She killed him.
Who killed him?
My mother killed him.
Your mother killed your father?
And,
Are you sure?
Billy's actually sobbing, kind of.
Are you sure she was your mother?
I'm very sure. I don't know how I'm sure, but I am.
Oh, Tilly. And I'll just hug him and kind of rock him in my arms on the floor.
She had a symbol on her hand. I couldn't quite make it out. It was like a circle with lines through it. I don't remember if they were vertical or horizontal.
Like a scar?
Like it was burned in her palm.
A brand?
I'm not sure.
Do you got her on you?
She cut him down quite easily.
Oh, so much to bear. Oh, Tilly, I am so sorry. Insight check. Would I know that symbol?
For history.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
So what was your dad like?
Yeah, no, 5 with a natural 1.
Oh.
You
Oh, no, it's
you have no idea. If anything, you think someone like failed at drawing a stick figure.
yeah. Like, I don't know what that is.
What were you saying about the woman who took you? Maybe she ain't your mom. Maybe she's just a kidnapper. Or
No, she was my mother. He told me to run.
Father. But you saw your father? Was he a tiefling?
Yes.
Okay, so now we know what you are. You are tabaxi and tiefling. See, you are not a monster. You had parents who are a little bit different from what people normally see, but you are not a monster, Dilly.
My monstrosity's been yet to be determined, Gwenny.
you're a taxley.
You're my brother. You are not a monster. And this is said with really fierce determination.
Oh, Gwenny,
My intelligence is
Always on my side.
God damn.
Always.
You ain't even scary as I am, so you ain't no monster.
Just because you're hideous doesn't make you a monster.
To be fair, Felicia, you haven't seen him in operation.
Definitely just violated Julius. He said just because you're ugly doesn't mean. Yo. That's so fucked. It's mad funny though.
And just 'cause you was made in a lab don't make you pretty.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh, don't be so offended.
I'm not. I'm actually quite happy for you.
All humans are kind of hideous. Nobody's perfect.
I'm not a human. I'm not technically.
Here.
And you look over, if you look over at Winnie, you'll see her stroking her beard and looking at the ground and feeling very self-conscious about being bearded in a world of clean-shaven people.
If it makes you feel better, I couldn't grow a beard if I tried. And I've tried. I've been trying since I met you.
And technically, I'm a walking beard.
Thank
I want
you.
to get out of this tent.
Yeah, okay, let's go out. Where are we going now? What do we need to do?
Well, why don't you grab the stuff you need and we'll go do that reading on A.
Well, all I need is in my tent. So, that's all I need.
Go there.
Okay.
I'm a fucking crowbar and an invisible dog. Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you say?
I have a 4th level spell called Faithful Hound, and it's invisible to all creatures except for me. So I was thinking about playing that, and then every so often, when you guys are talking, I was just gonna, it was gonna look like I was talking to myself, when in reality I was talking to myself.
I love it.
I think I'm gonna do that. Once you guys see me, I'm gonna do that shit.
Oh my god. Well, as they go up to the crew quarters, you guys all see each other. You're by the tree, they're coming right up the stairs, they're gonna pass right by you.
Well, if we're gonna do a scry, we're not going to the crew quarters. We're going to my professional tent.
Okay, well, wait, you guys were already in that tent.
Yeah, but we left to go to the tapestry tent.
Ah, that's right. Okay, so back at Gwynny's tent.
We're puzzle piecing.
Ah.
We lost
Right.
that.
I'll tag along with them then. If that's the case.
Huh?
Should I tag along with you guys, or do I have to come find you?
Well, I was gonna
You
say,
have to combine us.
did you guys
Okay.
want to take a long rest and save the scry until the morning? And that way all of you can meet back up together, since
Can we just do that?
yeah, because Copy has to stay at the tree for the next 8 hours to complete his spell.
Yeah, I think that Gwenny will say, I am too tired right now.
In your tent.
Yeah, can we just can we just take a little bit of a rest?
Coming down again.
And then do this in the morning, if that's okay? Alicia?
Oh, that's fine with me. In case, I don't know, you bring some ghost or something. Fucking, who knows what these guys are going to do. Fucking weird shit happening around here.
Yeah, let's just,
I, for one, am exhausted.
let's go take a rest. What, Tilly?
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too. I haven't slept in, it feels like days.
Does Copy have to be there? Or can he put his spell on a magic mouth?
No, plant growth says in order for me to be able to enrich the land, I have to spend 8 hours, and all plants in a half of a mile radius centered on a point within range becomes enriched. And the plants will be able to yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested.
Yeah.
So I have to spend 8 hours there to enrich the land, so to speak.
So I have a question for you then, DM.
Uh-huh.
Big old meta question. Since he's casting this technically inside the tree, does that mean the tree in his radiant area gives double fruit?
Yep.
Yup, sure does. It's
So you have
a part of everything else.
a band of tree limbs like right around the center of the tree that give double fruit.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Hey,
That's awesome.
Jethro's juice bark is gonna be in excess. It's fine.
Yeah.
He's gonna have fruit surrounding his house. He's gonna be like, whoa, what the heck?
Oh, he doesn't live there. He outsources a mannequin to run a juice bar for him. It's made from the fruit from the trees.
Bro, he's gonna have mad profit then, because goddamn.
He would if any of you had fucking remembered to send him money yet.
I don't even know him.
Oh, I know you don't, but everyone else does, and everyone has so far forgotten to send him his profits.
To be fair, it's only been 3 days.
And, Jethro...
We'll just hang on to it for him.
He's being patient.
He'll have to just come back for it.
Oh, no,
I don't think we
that
ever
is the
actually
plan.
sent up the tent, nor did we get we were going to have Tara run it, but then Dilly decided that he didn't want her to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So we have not set up the tent, and we have not set up a mannequin to run it. So I don't know how to be any problems.
We could just do the juice bar. The juice could just be Jethro's juice served at Dilly's tent, because it is becoming a lounge.
It is, that's true, that's true.
And Antoine can serve it up.
Antoine! Oh, Copy, you haven't met Antoine yet. It's a treat.
He has not met Antoine.
I haven't met a lot of people, apparently.
Oh, God. All right. So, long rest.
Long rest.
It's a long rest.
Okay, so I'm getting back to my sleeping tent for my long rest. Alicia, are you coming with me?
Yeah, that probably sounds best. I think Joe might be a little bit upset.
Yeah, it's probably better if you leave him alone for right now.
Yeah. Shit, I don't want to be near either of them.
I know where your tent is, right?
You know what, Copy?
I know where your tent is, right? I've been there.
But you know where my tent is, you know where Dilly's tent is.
Okay, good. Just let me know when it's morning, Dippy.
Well. Alright, so you guys are getting 8 hours. It was about... Oh, gosh, I'm going to say it was around, 11 p.m. when you guys went in.
Okay, so just before I go into my tent, I'm going to ask Dilly, do you want to stay here tonight, or do you want to go back to your tent? You don't have to be alone if you don't want to be.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of something. What did you say?
I asked, the last thing I do before I walk into my tent to go to sleep is ask you if you want to stay in my tent with Felicia and I, or do you want to go back to your tent? And I tell you that you don't have to be alone if you don't want to be.
Oh, I already planned on staying there anyway. I've got my bed there in your tent, everything.
Yeah, you do.
Just a huge blanket, but...
Yeah, it's a big old cat bed.
All right. So, long rest. And around 7 a.m. the following morning, you guys slept through the rest of the circus.
Yeah.
I also have a meta thing that I could need help with. I'm sorry to interrupt, but go ahead.
Fine.
My bad. Well,
you said something first. Go ahead, do you think, man?
Dilly, as I told you, we may not remember, I cross-classed Dilly to Sorcerer.
Yep.
But I haven't really worked out a storyline for his discovery of his new talents.
Okay.
Paula had an interesting idea if she wants to bring it up, but I'm open to ideas.
Apollo, what was your idea?
So I was thinking in the morning when we woke up, she would be like, "Oh shit, I can't reach that. Hey, Dilly, could you help me?"
Out of nowhere. Billy doesn't really know how he did it, but Mage Hand appears and
Catches that bitch. Awesome.
grabs whatever she wants and brings it to her. Oh, how did I do that? This Mage Hand looks like a Mickey Mouse hand. I'm just going to say that.
Oh my god.
Oh boy!
That was great.
Fantasia, I just want to say, was probably my introduction as a little kid to just magic and how cool it can be.
LSD.
It was fantastic.
You know what?
Anyway,
just for the Mickey Mouse hand, I'm allow it.
Yeah.
That deserves inspiration.
You know what?
Who?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I knew you were going to do that. You Matt Mercer.
But I am very proud of both of you.
What do you think?
Morning.
So yeah, then
That's cool.
I'll just kind of look at Gwenny for like, how am I doing that?
I don't
You're the
know,
magic
but
user.
yeah, no. I think you're a magic user too now. And I will really quick pull out my cards, and I would like to do a real quick 3-card reading.
Actually, do a full reading.
Well, a full reading. Okay. All right.
Really
All right.
gonna have you do that anyway.
Okay. Yeah. No, that works.
I guess while that's going on, I'm probably going to cast Faithful Hound and make my way over to Gwenny's tent.
All right, and just so you know, as you're passing, from the tree over to Gwenny's tent, there's two long tables full of breakfast foods and all the pickings if you're hungry.
It's okay. When I was in the wild, I had some bird seeds, courtesy of Joel.
That's very sweet of him, I guess.
With large birds
just
mixed, so.
well, yeah. Dippy, just so you know, my Faithful Hound, like I said before, it's invisible to everyone except for me.
Right.
Also, when a small or larger creature comes within 30 feet of it without first speaking the password that you specify, the hound starts barking loudly. The hound can also see invisible creatures and can see into the ethereal plane. It ignores illusions as well. And then I have some damage here for myself.
Okay. So, yeah, as you cast that, and you're still kind of walking over to Gwenny's tent.
Pretty much, yeah.
All the dogs are barking. People are eating breakfast as you're walking past them. They're within 30 feet.
Fantastic. Oh yeah,
Okay.
and my code word is beans, by the way. Beans.
Oddly enough, someone goes, "Ayo, pass the beans," and the dogs stop barking.
Awesome. This is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be ridiculous. I love it.
It is, yes.
I mean, this is on par with the bird pouch.
This is better.
All right.
A little bit better than the bird pouch.
It's a doggy.
I can't wait to hear you bark.
Oh, I have to do that. Okay.
All right. Full reading. You ready?
Let's go.
Yeah, now bark like a dog. Yeah.
All right. Your first card is Queen of Swords,
Ooh.
which means that someone in your circle, a female in your circle, very close to you, possibly a teacher, is someone that is highly intelligent and also skilled and dangerous.
That card there is obviously, it ain't Gloria. That's Quinny.
Gwenny agrees that it's Gloria.
I don't know.
Your second card is the 9 of Wands, which indicates both struggle and capacity to overcome them.
Well, that's neat.
And your next card is the 7 of Cups, and it speaks of deep confusion or a lack of understanding of both motivations and history.
Well, that's me.
Could be both of us.
I think it's the situation that it's your reading.
Indeed.
The next one is the Page of Wands, which indicates deep loyalty, energy, and a love of learning, as well as an adventurous spirit.
And the beard.
And the beard. Yeah, that's Quitty. The next card is the Emperor, which indicates a male influence in your path that is strong, authoritarian, disciplined, and goal-minded, but not necessarily on your side.
That might be Hector and Mr. A.
Or Joe.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's Joe.
Just
Joe would die
making up
for us.
The next one is the 8 of Swords.
Or it's my father.
It indicates that you are being held back by things that are possibly beyond your control, or outside of your control. They were never yours to control. But whatever it is, it's maybe holding you back or attempting to hold you back.
It's... Never mind.
What?
Maybe that's the circus.
I would agree with you.
The next one is the 5 of Cups, and it's in the position of representing you right now. It is bound to your emotions. And the 5 of Cups is a dark omen, and when it pops up, Gwenny's face falls, and she looks at you, and you see in her eyes are almost tears appearing, and she just taps the card and says, avoidance, detachment, loss, regret.
Maybe this one's yet to be seen.
Maybe. The next one is the 3 of Cups, and that cheers her mind a little bit, and she looks at you and says, okay, creativity, celebration, a gathering together. And then she will look directly at Coffee and say, abundance.
Abundance.
That means the juice bar is going to do real good.
And I did create a marionette.
You did?
What is the weird thing about that?
What?
That's some weird shit.
What is?
The next one, or the second to the last card, the penultimate card, is in the position of things to happen, and it is the Wheel of Fortune. And you you almost see the joy just kind of radiating off of Winnie, because she says, change! This is change, and it's good change. It's new directions, it's destiny, and it's good luck for all of us.
With a smile as big as yours, I'd say we have all the luck we need.
And the last card is the King of Swords.
Ooh.
And Gwenny's going to look at you and say, if the Queen of Swords is Gloria, the King must be Joel. And he is in the final position. This may mean that Joel wins.
Maybe he does.
Either way, it indicates leadership and the assertion of rightful authority.
Excuse me, I have a question. What happens if Mr. Joel wins? Are we playing some kind of game?
They are playing a game, but it affects us. If they don't successfully play their game, then Dilly and I will have to play it.
Oh. It sounds more like a curse than a game, if that's the case.
It is. It very definitely is. We are cursed. All of us.
I have a meta
You're
question.
not wrong.
Gwenny is so dramatic. I love her.
As every fortune teller is.
We are cursed.
I have a meta question.
Yeah. No, it's
Wasn't
not a
it-
curse.
Wasn't it Gloria
Sorry.
that told Dilly the way to destroy Joel?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember if Dilly actually shared that with anyone.
Oh, I don't remember if he...
I don't think he did.
Okay.
Okay. I was just clearing that up.
All right. Yeah, no, Gloria definitely had the closest thing to a heart-to-heart with Dilly that she's ever had.
But Joel had also told Winnie and Felicia how to destroy Gloria.
Which I don't know.
And she told me how to destroy Joel.
And then both of them were like,
What did she tell
just
you?
leave. Just go.
Wow.
Get out.
She told me.
And then I have a question then. If Joel and Gloria are playing this cursed game, who was playing before them?
We don't know. We only know that there are two very powerful magic users who are forcing them to play. And they, through Joel and Gloria, they have a hold on Dilly and I. And Felicia is tied into it because she's related to Gloria. We're not exactly certain how.
Gloria's my grandma, and my mother was meant to be where I believe Dilly was. She was supposed to be her student, and I don't think that Gloria could suffer her own child. So she went and she bought some. You guys. Well,
Well, she
maybe not
didn't buy.
bought.
She didn't buy us. I think the wizards had us sent to the circus, and Joel and Gloria took us in. Mostly Joel.
It's very sad. I mean,
So did the wizards coerce us into this place?
Well, maybe they bought us.
so
But, I mean, too, we also kind of ran away because we kept getting in trouble, and people kept ending up dead.
But it's safe to say that you and I are not from this world.
Yeah.
But you are from this world. We just proved that.
I got a quick question. Maybe we should do that other reading on the wizards.
I thought we were waiting till tomorrow morning.
Oh, it is tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Oh, this is the morning?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I would need to go off
time.
We should go.
I will say, yeah, let's have breakfast and then we'll go do that, okay?
We can meta eating unless there's things that happen there, I think.
Unless you guys want to do anything else upstairs, you can head on down.
Meta, I do want to do something upstairs. I want to seek out Bitsy.
Oh, Bitsy's like busying herself around the table. She's, clearing up plates and yeah, she's around. You can easily catch her.
And I want to walk away from everybody else so it's just me and Bitsy.
Oh, hello, Gwenny darling.
Hi, Bitsy.
How can I help?
I want to thank you.
You're welcome. What are you thanking me for?
You fixed my tent. I know they had destroyed it. And I just want you to know that I appreciate what you did. And that you did it even though you were angry with me, and rightfully so. And I appreciate it.
Oh. Well, I appreciate you, Gwenny. And she very motherly pulls her into like a nice warm hug because, as you know, Bitsy is a little squishy.
Right. And Gwenny will just kind of hug her tightly and say, I really am sorry. We did not mean to hurt you.
I know, dear. I know. No one ever does. It's humans, I think. Not humans. People with brains. Things.
Brains that don't think. Brains that don't always think that what they do is going to hurt somebody else's heart.
And Bitsy just very gently pats her on the cheek and says, oh dear, you're still young. It's fine. Go on now. I have work to do. Okay.
And I'll just walk back to the group.
Go play in traffic, kid.
No, Bitsy would never.
So I lead everybody down to my tent. And as I walk in, I speak to the Rose. I say, how was the evening, Rose?
Oh. And Rose kind of like shakes her whole little plant body until her little petals are shuddering as she kind of wakes herself up like, good.
How do you like that jar?
Oh, it's quite nice. My roots feel very good.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. Hello, Deputa.
Did I have a voice for this thing before?
I don't know. Do you?
Oh, God. Hold on. Give me a second. I need to think about this. Deputa. God damn it. Why you do this to me? Okay, shit.
It doesn't have to talk, it's monkey. It can just make monkey sounds.
Oh, that's just almost, that's borderline racist for me. Sorry, Alex, was in the other, thankfully he's here, hearing this conversation, but if he were in the other room and I started making monkey sounds, he would walk in baby, what are you doing?
Why are you doing this? The fuck did I walk into?
Oh, God. Okay, so,
Alex!
The Xandria series with Abria and what's her name's monkey, I hated that thing. I just want to say.
Oh my God, yeah,
Mister?
no, that hurt me.
Monkey.
I cannot stand Mister.
I watched that on the plane ride to Florida, with the one where she introduced Mister, and I was like, I just can't.
I can't do it. You turn
I'm
me
sorry.
off right now.
So, Deputa,
Why are you sorry?
as you say good morning to him, he very gracefully, in American Sign Languages, says good morning, beautiful, back to you.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, and Winnie will just will absolutely sign and talk at the same time, as you should. If you have the ability to talk, you should sign and talk. And I will say, everything okay?
And he signs back, yes, I'll be back soon. I must relieve myself. And he flies out of the tent.
Okay.
He's
Should
very
you go get
well-spoken for
DP?
a flying monkey.
Yes, of course. Well, he's a fey creature.
There we go.
Yeah.
Winnie,
Yeah.
maybe somebody should go get DP. Is he safe out
Maybe
there
she
by
will get
himself?
TP.
He's just going to get some food and take care of things. He knows what to do. Don't worry. He'll eat whatever fruit off the tree that is safe for him to eat. He's nice.
I did. I just wanted to do a DP joke.
You know what? I kept my mouth shut.
On that note, guys, I need to take a real quick bathroom break. I will be right back.
All right, bathroom break, everyone. If you need to, do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to Steven while I'm gone.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Hey,
Hi, Steven.
hello.
I'm taking some notes really quick. Oh, God, this is so much work. I haven't written this much in, like, literally a year with my hand.
You should-
Pen.
You should do a shot.
Should I? I'm trying to behave myself for you guys today.
I am a bad influence. Back when I was drinking, it was like shot time every 5 fucking minutes.
Oh,
What time
yeah.
is it? It's shot time.
It's shot o'clock.
That's what you call heaven.
No,
Oh, that's so fucked
that's what you
up.
call functional alcoholism, sweetie.
Yeah, I think you're trying to say fantastic. It's just not coming out right.
Alright.
Oh, the best time
The
was
picture I sent, just making sure, because I sent it through my phone.
No.
of the,
The brand.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Now, quick question. Is Dilly branded?
That is something Dilly's gonna have to figure out, because he is covered in fur.
So is Dilly just going to be castrated for the rest of his life?
I mean, do you
We're
know how
gonna
to
mend
grow
his
your
balls.
Do you know how to grow your
I
balls
mean-
back?
If I study hard enough, I can help him. I just need books.
Oh my god, just focus.
I need a lot of
Artificial
books.
balls.
Oh god.
Okay, back.
Toe balls.
I'm the next best thing, baby. I'm a college award bard.
I must tell you, because that was just perfect.
Huh.
Copy suggested that maybe Dilly could grow his balls back.
Oh my god.
Dilly's gonna get truck nuts.
If I can learn greater restoration, I'm pretty sure I could
I will
possibly
restore
bless this
the
man.
testes.
That's probably why. Oh man! And then I'm gonna take him hunting in my forest. We're gonna be best buds.
Oh my god, you're gonna
Promise.
be like burly men.
Ben.
Oh god. I'm like weirdly forcefully reminded of the song, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Of course, my brain went there immediately. Absolutely.
Ah, god.
Oh my god.
Okay. I dress up nice and I wear high heels. Anyway, okay, we're done.
Just like my dear pa.
Yes. All the yes.
All the yes. All right, so we're now at the tent, and I've greeted the Rose, and I've greeted the Puta, and let him out for the morning so he can get some food and take care of business.
And he's back just kind of chilling on your shoulder now. Well, not so much chilling on your shoulder, more like wrapped around you like a backpack that has wings.
Okay, all right. So then I'm going to go ahead and pull the crystal ball down off the shelf and do my whole routine with putting a fresh cloth on the table and putting the support for the crystal ball in the center of the table, and then putting the ball on the support, and then unveiling the crystal ball. It's a whole routine.
So while she's doing that, does Dilly have a brain? Would there be an indicator of something weird on his body that he feels under his fur where you suspect it might be?
When was the last time Dilly took a shower or a bath and actually washed himself?
I mean, he's pretty clean, so that's typically
does he lick himself? Is that
no.
I'm sorry. It was like a question, a genuine question. It's
I don't think so. No, I get it. No, he doesn't, because I would have actually role-played that.
Do you lick your asshole?
Well, also cats lick everywhere, so I was just wondering.
But he's a person cat, though.
But maybe in private.
Well, maybe. That's private.
All right. So I'm gonna say, over his lifetime, whenever Dilly showers or takes a bath, he definitely feels something on his upper thigh right below his buttocks, but it's almost like an old scar. He's never really thought much of it until now after seeing the brand.
So the first person he's gonna think of to go to is Bitchy.
Look at my ass. Is there anything there?
Yeah. So he's gonna excuse himself, and you can go back to them after this. But as he excuses, he's gonna go find Bitchy.
All right. You find Bitsy again easily. She's still clearing up and putting out more breakfast as people continue waking up throughout the morning.
Bitsy?
Yes. Oh, hi, Dilly, darling. How can I help you?
You can help me. I need you to shave my ass.
I do not
Please don't ask questions.
understand the request. I'm not asking a question. I genuinely... Are you being literal?
Yes.
Oh, dear. Okay,
I need this.
You do? Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
May I ask
Just
why?
one,
Yeah.
because I had a vision of my mother, and she is bad, and she has this thing that I think I have. A brain.
Oh, yes, okay,
This is not easy.
How about this? I will meet you in the baths, and I will close them and lock them behind me.
Whatever makes you the most comfortable.
I don't think it's about my comfort. Do you want everyone to see me shave your buddy? She calls his butt his buddy.
Damn, I wish I was there. I'd be like, I'll support you.
Oh, God. That would be
I'll
horrible.
hold your hand if you want me
I just
to.
heard that from behind me.
Oh, no.
Oh, I guess I'm there. Fuck yeah.
You're there. You're there now.
If you want me to, I could play you a nice soothing song.
Oh, my God. You heard everything.
Oh, yeah. I heard that you wanted to shave your ass 100%. I won't tell nobody, though.
I appreciate that. You might as well come, then.
So in my mind, I can't help but think of this giant cat, gray and black marled cat with a bare babu butt.
Don't touch.
Oh, my God.
Yes, a bare baboon butt.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my invisible dog is just barking.
Oh, yeah, at this point, the dogs are barking. But they all, unfortunately, sound like chihuahuas.
Yeah.
That's fine.
horrible.
Just
They're small dogs anyway.
ankle-biting yippers.
I still do lots of damage, though. But whatever. Oh!
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying they're ankle-biting chihuahuas. Small dogs tend to do more
cut
damage.
your shingles off. I'm gonna cut your knee bones off with my teeth. Yeah.
All right, so you have this cacophony of barking right now. Following
Hey, do you want some beans?
and thankfully it stops.
Oh, no, they don't agree with my belly. Thank you.
Oh, God. God. And so Poppy, Jilly,
Yes, ma'am.
Bitsy are entering the wash tent, the bathing area, and Bitsy like closes and locks the tent behind her to make sure no one can interrupt them. And she sort of like is holding a razor and some shaving cream, and she's staring at Dilly like, where would you like me to start, dear?
So it's right here, and I'll just kind of put my hand at the spot where I feel this some scar or whatever. Below my butt.
All right. Copy.
Holding my tail out of the way. Watch my tail.
Oh my God, just presenting cat ass.
Hold my butt.
Yeah. So my song is gonna be rock the boat, baby, rock the boat, baby.
Oh my God! And as you hear this wonderful background music of "Rock the boat, don't tip the boat over,"
Don't touch.
he's just shaving his butt.
Hopefully just the spot where I indicated, but
It is in the spot where you indicated. It's not your whole butt.
And I will ask them what they see. And she's got it all covered.
Isn't it 20?
Well, it looks like a circle, and there are lines.
Yeah, it guy said it was a 40.
And there seems to be a circle in the center. It almost looks like an eyeball, Dilly.
Say that again, I'm sorry. We just got company. I was a little distracted.
You're fine. Bitsy would be looking at it, and she'd say, "Well, it looks like a circle, and then there's a sort of other kind of circle inside. Oh, there are lines. It looks like an eye. It looks like an eye with lines in a circle.
Can you draw it?
Oh, of course. Hold on one moment." And she'll reach like under her apron, and you could hear like a click and kind of like a creak as her apron sort of expands out, and she reaches a hand inside of one of her compartments and pulls out a pad and paper. Like a pad of paper and a pen.
That was going to come out like a copy or like...
And she very quickly draws this for you.
Nice, thank you. All right. I'll hike my drawers back up.
Well, that was...
You saw nothing, literally.
No, of course not. But I do appreciate the bonding experience. There are so rarely any more of those now that you're getting older. This is not one I would have expected, but it was good.
Yes. Thank you for shaving my ass.
You're very welcome, Dilly. Goodbye.
You are a brave soul.
Back.
What a brave man.
and
So brave.
He's just gonna start like very like she can't cry and she can't laugh really like of her own accord, so she's just gonna kind of just slump over and just start like rinsing the razor and just looking down like
So I'm going to show the drawing to Core and ask him if he recognizes and the symbol, and maybe roll to see if I do as well.
I mean, just really quick, just to make it very clear, this was like a mother shaving her almost adult son's ass. She raised him. This was traumatizing.
Well, for me, this is just a science experiment.
Oh, dear God.
That's great.
I mean, this has been a kind of a record game. We have Stop Playing With Yourself. We have Does He Lick Himself? And we have Thank You for Shaving My Ass. All in one game.
Are you going to go get Dippy?
I might as well
Roll
let
it on history.
Oh my God. Okay. So, Yes.
For a natural 1 with plus 10, but fuck that.
Oh, and you're doing history for the.
Yeah, for the symbol. Billy doesn't get out much though, so.
That's fair. Yeah, unfortunately. All right. So are you heading back down to Gwynny's tent?
Sure, I believe we would.
Okay, Cop, you're going with them.
Yep.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? What up?
You're asking me what it is?
Yeah.
Let me take a look at your ass then. Turn around. Pop a squat.
He has a drawing.
I have a drawing.
Oh my god!
If that's all right.
Yeah, good. I'm a helper of everyone.
Indeed.
Let me see. He looks at the picture. He looks at your ass. Then he looks back at the picture. What does it look like to me, Dippy? Is it just a circle?
It's in chat. If you're not looking.
It's
Let me see.
in the Welcome to the Night Circus chat.
Welcome to the Night Circus.
Oh, it looks like an eye. Okay. Gotcha. For my travels to the circus, can I make a history check to see if I may have encountered any people that has a crest like that?
Sure.
All right, cool. Here's my history +6. Okay. D20 +7. I got a natural 20. Yeah.
Very nice. All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Copy. Remind me how, like, in terms of traveling, what's your, like, range? All right, have you just been, like,
how far
everywhere?
I've come from?
Like, where do you come from? Where have you been? Like, are you well traveled?
Yeah, I'm pretty well traveled. I had to travel a distance to get here.
Okay.
I came from, my home is called the Weeping Willow Forest. That's essentially where all of the Kenku reside in, essentially. And then from there, in order to get to the more abundant lands, you have to cross through a couple of other territories. So yeah, I've been around.
Meta Steven said, "Where do you come from? Where do you go?" And I said, "Where do you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?"
Of course. Of course. All right, I sent you a DM real quick asking you a question. It's a quick yes or no.
Let me read that right quick.
Oh, he is Cotton Eye Joe. He got the accent even.
Where did you come, Cotton Eye Joe?
Oh.
I don't really know that song.
I used to love that.
Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
Yes, ma'am. I've been on ships of all kinds.
All right, so Copy, you actually recognize this symbol, but it's not a crest. You recognize it as the porthole stained glass decoration on a flying ship you've experienced and been on before.
Porthole.
Stained glass design.
Porthole seam glass design. Porthole seam glass design.
Like a logo from the ship?
Kind of like a logo from the ship. It was kind of like frosted onto each porthole.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Kitty, I actually do recognize this marking.
You do?
Yeah, in my travels, I've been to a lot of places, and it was actually it's not a crest. Forgive me for saying it was. It was actually a porthole seam glass design on a ship.
We're making our way down. We're walking and talking. Do you recall the name of the ship?
Would you like me to roll another history check, Miss Dippy?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Okay. 7, D20 7.
Is it? That's not there.
2, 2, plus 7. That's an 11.
With an 11, you can't remember the full name of the ship. You remember that it was the N. The name of it started with an N, as in
Gotcha.
Nancy.
Okay. Name of the ship started with an N. Name of the ship. Okay. I'm gonna relay that. I'm just gonna be
you were
like.
on the ship. You were on the ship, and the only thing that you. How long ago were you on the ship? Go ahead and roll me. Let's say a D8.
8. Oh, do 8.
Okay,
8.
so you were on the ship 8 years ago, so it's really vague for you.
Yeah, so about 8.
But you do remember that the main sound that you generally heard throughout the ship, all hours of the day, were either children crying or laughing, but you never actually saw any children.
Okay, with sounded like children were laughing and crying. But never saw children. Alright, cool. I was on this weird ship about 8 years ago. I don't remember the name of the ship, but I can give you the first letter. I believe it started with an N. Like N as in Nancy. Also, what was really weird about the ship was, for some reason, I always heard children laughing and crying, but I never actually saw any children on the ship.
Really?
Yep.
Can I roll history to see if maybe that N in this has maybe jogged my memory?
Yes, please.
Can I grant him the health action?
Go for it.
Alright, so you roll with advantage, Dippy.
That's pretty good.
Let me just see it
Dirty
now.
20.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Dilly, you actually kind of vaguely, as he's describing what your brand was on, which was the porthole and it was kind of frosty, you get kind of like a mental flash, like a memory of, it's very brief, it's a little bit hazy, but you can remember kind of gripping onto the bottom edge of a porthole and reaching up to look through, but you never could really see what was out the window because it was frosted, but you do remember that symbol. And somewhere in the back of your head, you remember hearing, when you weren't supposed to be somewhere, maybe in a cupboard, you were playing hide and seek, but someone just decided that they were done with the game and didn't come find you, so you were there for a while, and then adults came into the room and had a conversation and you were too scared to get out. Something along those lines. You remember hearing someone talk about the Neverland.
And I'll just kind of whisper it, Neverland. The Neverland. Was it the Neverland?
Based off of my passive history, would that jolt my memory a bit? Neverland.
What's your passive?
My passive is I think it's a 17, but let me look at it.
Yeah, if
She's
it's
under-
over 15, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a 17.
Oh yeah, you'd be like, oh yes, it was the Neverland.
Okay, I'd be like, oh yeah, it was the Neverland. That's right. Is it some significance to you?
Possibly. I've had some visions of recent, and also I've discovered I can do things I couldn't before. But anyway, a vision of myself being kicked or shoved from the port or deck of somewhere and falling a great distance.
Yeah, that's not very nice. It sounds like you were attacked.
I believe it was my mother.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Does this
I thought
jog
mothers should love their children.
Me too. Well, that's what I've been told. Does this jog my memory enough to confirm that this is what happened?
In the garbage, not outside. Open it in the big garbage. Open in the big garbage. In the big
Are you muted?
Oh, sorry. Yep, I think I was muted. Yeah, it's at this point, it's pretty solid. You don't have all the memories in place, but everything that you've gathered so far, everything slots into place. You were pushed off of the Neverland. You were branded with the symbol of this ship. Your mother had a similar brand, as you're not sure if it was complete. That part of your memory is still a little foggy. But you know it was your mother that threw you off. You know it was your father that was killed. These are inexplicably fact to you at this point.
You're good to talk to there. Copy.
I try to help everyone.
I do
Try to be
appreciate it.
fair.
I feel by now we should be pretty much back walking the door like maybe.
Victor. Hey.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, so at this point, if, Gwynny and Felicia, if you're ready, Dilly and Copy have just rejoined you.
Okay.
And
So-
if you want, oh my god, it's snowing!
Ugh.
Snowing outside.
Oh no, I'm not planning on leaving the house anytime soon, so I like watching it.
It's snowing hard here. Oh. Tiffy, are you okay?
Yeah? Why?
I'm sorry, Dilly.
Oh.
Dilly, are you okay?
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
I remember the name of the ship we were on, Gwynny.
Oh? How did you do that?
With my help.
I helped. And the symbol that was branded on my mother's and it was also branded on my ass. I never knew.
Okay.
Just figured I had some weird scar or something.
Yeah.
I was.
And are you showing me the symbol?
Yes, I'll show you on the paper.
And that's on your ass?
Well, thigh, ass, close enough.
Turn around, let me see.
No.
So does
Damn it,
that
let me
like
see.
I will not drop trowel for you ever.
question? Does that match the one that you said your mama had?
For the most, I mean, I think so.
Did your daddy have one?
I don't recall seeing anything like that on him. It felt different when he held me.
What you mean different?
Feeling that I've never felt before.
You know what's weird is if you came from that ship, it kind of explains why I was always hearing children there. But I'm really sad to hear that I never met you after that point 8 years ago.
Well, I believe we would have fallen from the ship many years before that.
Yeah. Okay.
We're young adults, so
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't want to try to overlap that, so that was the D8.
Our fall was about 20 years ago.
Wow. I'm guessing you say that to copy. You said
Yes.
20 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 20 years ago. Ooh, so that means you guys are like my seniors, right? You're like big brothers and sisters, right?
That's the way I would look at it, sure.
Oh,
do I have
who
another
has
brother?
family?
Why not?
Well,
Wait, does that make Felicia my sister?
I guess so.
Technically, she would be.
But I don't have to be related to Gloria, do I?
I think I'm your cousin.
By adoption.
Okay.
This is
So
confusing.
Felicia, you're a cousin, and Coffee, you're my brother.
There it is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I'll get it off the phone.
All right.
You have your ball ready?
Yeah, no, it's here. It's ready. Now, do you all want to participate? Or do you just want Felicia and I to do this?
What do you mean? Participate with what?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and do a scrying.
Ooh, I'd like to know. Hey, wait. A scrying for what exactly?
Well, we're going to go ahead and attempt to scry on Hector.
Oh, okay. I'll look into it. I'll look into the glass with you. Would you like me to play
We
some music?
already scryed on Mr. A, and we didn't find out a whole lot, but we wanted to go ahead and attempt to scry on Hector and see if we could find out any more information.
I'm going to observe.
Okay.
D10. Okay, good. I'm gonna play some like soothing jazz music for the moment to ease the tension. You guys get a D10 of bardic inspiration.
Oh, beautiful.
There you go.
Now, I have a question for you, Dippy.
Yes.
This is a meta-technical question. May I use that D10 on my scry?
Go for it.
All right. So let me go ahead and pull up my my spells here.
How
And
about
we will try.
you can't use inspiration on something? That's a shit DM move.
Except for the fact that technically inspiration is on a skill. It doesn't necessarily apply to a spell. Which is why I tried to ask you.
If you got inspo, you use it. God damn it.
All right. Okay. So the saving throw is 17. So I don't technically roll it. So does that mean you have to make a saving throw of 27?
I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah.
Okay.
Let me get my dice out.
I just wanted to see if I get a critical fail, and pretty much I did. Kinda figured.
Okay.
Alright, hold on 1 second.
27, baby girl. Oh, yes, my friend.
So Victor's here, right?
Uh-huh.
He's seen the fish tank for the first time.
Oh, my.
He's fascinated.
You loving it?
Yeah,
That's great.
pretty cute.
What happened to your rat? Doesn't he play a flute? He can play with me.
He's on my hat. He just chills on the hat. I always kind of forget about him now too. It's like, oh, I got a rat.
Alright, nope. I got a 21. Go ahead.
All right. So I want to go ahead and look at Hector.
And are you trying to look at what he's doing right now?
Yeah, I would like to see what he's doing right now, but I would also like to see what his motivation is, and what his intentions are. But scribe's a pretty concrete thing, so basically, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to definitely see what he's doing right now, but hopefully get those impressions.
Okay. All right, so you can see that currently, and it's a weird angle that you're seeing him from. He's sitting at a desk, but his back is to you, and he's hunched over something on the desk.
Okay, Meta, I'm going to say that I asked all 4 people to sit down at the table and put their hands on the ball so everybody could see.
Oh, okay, so everyone's seeing this.
Right.
I actually
I guess I could beatbox.
Huh?
Go ahead, copy.
I was just saying. I guess I don't need to play a viol. I could beatbox.
See, beatbox.
Yeah.
Oh my god, all I'm hearing is that low beat from the Matrix right now, don 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 don.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, and everyone else is holding hands.
Well, I actually had declined, and I'm observing.
Okay, so it's
You won't be able to see if you're not touching the ball.
I understand.
Okay.
You can tell me what happens.
All right.
All right, so Felicia and Gloria, you two, or not Gloria, Gwynny, you two are touching the ball at this point?
Right, is copy?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm also doing that, yeah.
All right, so the 3 of you are seeing this man, and he's got jet black hair. It seems like it's a little bit longer, but it's very neatly combed back against, kind of curling against the nape of his neck. He's wearing just a normal cotton button-down shirt, and he's sitting on a stool at a desk, and he's kind of hunched over the desk, and you can't see over his shoulder, you can't see around his arm, but you can see that he's, as you your vision kind of zooms in on him, you can see that his shoulders are starting to shake as though he's either crying or laughing.
With my keen eye for just forging documents or whatever, do I see any papers on that desk that I can read?
Go ahead. Can you put keen eye in to the chat?
Well, it's not really called keen eye. It's called expert forgery. I can duplicate the handwriting of other people. So that's what I'm looking for. I have a book I could write in, but I'm looking to see if there's anything of significance.
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead and roll me perception.
Perception check.
Because the way that this is moving, it's almost like you guys are one collective vision. Like you're one person walking into a room up behind this guy. And so as you roll perception, does anyone want to help him? That is the question.
I can't because I'm steering the scribe.
That is totally fine. So, Copy, go ahead and roll.
I can't because I'm observing.
At an advantage. Since Felicia is helping you.
That's I hate every roll 2d20 plus 8.
Oh. Very nice.
Yeah, that's substantial, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Yeah, so as you guys are kind of I'm going to say walking up, but really there's no sense that you're a person in this room. You're very clearly kind of a fly on the wall trying to get some imaging on this dude. And you kind of come up around his left side, and as you do...
Hey, chill out.
Oddly enough, he kind of turns away from you. He keeps his back to you. But, Copy, you do notice that there are there is a stack of yellowed paper on the upper left corner of his desk. And the top one, from what you can kind of see it from that distance and that angle, it seems to be a very meticulously numbered list with names. And you notice all of the names have been crossed out except for Joel and Gloria. And they're not at the top of the list by any means. They're kind of scattered throughout this list of 20 names. And they're the only ones not crossed out.
Gloria out of 20 or so names. Out of 20 or so names.
Is there different colored ink crossing them out?
Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is, with my, my expert forgery? Or what is it called? Yeah, expert forgery. I'm going to make an intelligence check at advantage to duplicate every single thing on that list. Woo!
Okay.
Yeah, I can duplicate other creatures' handwriting and craft work. Yep. All right. Cool.
All right.
2d20 plus 2d20 plus what is my intelligence? Plus 5. Oh, goddamn. I'm so used to dice parser that it just kills me.
I'm very bad at this.
Roll d20, 2d20 plus 5. That's a natural 20.
Very nice. All right, yeah. So you get everything from that page. Not even including just the thing you saw at the top of the page. You get the whole page.
Bro, alright, so you guys, you see me, I see the page, I take my hand off the ball, and then I just start jotting down this whole list in a matter of seconds. Just...
In my head, it's like somebody doing automatic writing with their eyes closed.
Uh-huh.
Shorthand. Maybe you know a form of shorthand.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it does not take you long at all to get all of that down.
Okay.
And when you're finished, you have a page that has 2 columns of 20 names.
2 columns for 20 names.
The first column includes Joel's name and Gloria's name. They are not at the top, they're not at the bottom, they're kind of just randomly scattered between the 20.
Okay.
And in the second column, you see Gwynny's name and you see Dilly's name, and they are at the top. There's one name in between them. Gwynny is first, there's a crossed out name, and then Dilly's name, and then every other name is crossed out.
Huh. And Dilly's name at the very top.
Guide the scry. Is there any variation in the colors that are scratched out?
No, it's all black ink.
What is the name that's in between Gwenny and Dilly?
That would be up to DM to tell me. I have a whole list of it.
These names are scratched out at varying levels of scritchiness, so...
so it's impossible to see them.
No. If you want to go ahead and roll insight, you can try to sort of squint and look really close.
Alright.
I can't because I'm holding concentration on the spell.
This is how I'm gonna do it. So since I took my hand off the crystal ball to write this down, I'm gonna go over to Mr. Kitty and be like, "Hey, you think you can help me like figure out what these crossed out names are?" And then on the side, do you want to help me roll this insight check?
Oh yeah.
Let me allow you to help me to roll this insight.
My insight is pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Tilly, are you helping?
He's probably not
Is
here.
Tilly away from the phone, away from the speaker or something?
Probably.
What? I'm sorry.
Oh wow.
You talking to me?
Hello?
I'm dealing with a kid.
Oh,
Get off
okay.
there. And not your table.
What's up? I'm sorry.
Yeah, my bad. I'll just replay that whole thing for you. So you see me jotting down this list on a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
I hop off the table. I walk up to you. I put like my little bird wing around your shoulder, and I show you the list in front of you. And it's like, hey, you think you can help me kind of figure out what these crossed out names are? I'm basically asking you if you could help me out. Yeah. All right. Cool. So that's a 2d20 advantage plus 4, and it don't look too great. That's an 8.
Unfortunately, you can't actually tell what the name in between Gwynny and Dilly's name is in the second column.
Very nice.
Can I roll?
Go for it.
Let me have a look at that. $22.
Oh yes.
All right.
That fucking gun rolls, my god.
I'm
And
just hanging off of his shoulder.
oh my god. And with the 22, you actually notice that while, there are some names are longer than others, this name in between, at the number 2 slot is longer than any other name on the page. And you realize as you're squinting and kind of like reading through the scribbles, it's not because the name is so long, it's because there was a note made after it. And the name starts with an F and ends with an A. You can't really read in between the lines too hard, but you can very clearly see through the scribbles, no, she's family.
Oh,
And I'm just going
I was
to look
gonna
up
say
Alicia.
Fontaine. Oh
believe I know
boy, this is
who-
crazy.
The second name is. Are you guys conscious?
Uh,
Are you?
I would say that, yeah.
Excuse me?
I think we're still in the ball.
I know, but are you in it? Are you aware of things around you?
I'm not.
I'm
I'm concentrating on the scry. I can't see anything else.
Unfortunately, I
Dippy
think
just broke away and came over and talked to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and say if both Gwynny and Felicia are touching the ball and like having a vision, they might be able to hear you. That would be a perception roll on their parts, but they're not aware right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Verbally of anything that's going on around them.
For the moment, I'll keep it to myself. Well, just between Copy and I.
Okay.
All right, and back in the orb, back in the crystal.
Okay, yeah, no, the other thing I wanted to see what he was doing, and I wanted to see his motivations if possible, and I wanted to see sort of maybe trigger events or history type events.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me history first.
Okay. 18.
Okay. You get kind of both you and Felicia get like a not an overwhelming amount of information or visual information simply because you're both kind of sharing it. And it's not that it's being split between you, it's just the burden of getting it all at once is kind of being shared between you.
Well, I didn't, to be fair, I didn't expect a lot. Just as Mr. A was able to block us mostly, I fully expect Hector to block us as well, mostly.
Oh no, you're getting a very steady influx of images at this point.
Okay.
And they're all kind of centered on the same thing, which is the orphanage. And Gwynny, you realize that the perspective that you're seeing all of these visions through are from a distance, and they are very deliberately watching you and Dilly every single time. And you get the feeling every switch between these visions, it's another month, another year. And you realize you guys have been being watched ever since you dropped.
Wizards are watching us. Wizards are watching us.
I'm thinking more
Wizards
like...
are watching us from a distance.
Yeah, that's like almost romantic. I'm thinking more of like, every step you take.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
Creepy stalkers.
Very creepy.
Big old stalker energy. So I get this from them.
Yep, you get this like weird, like, you know how they do it in movies to like tell you like, oh, this isn't the camera, this is a character watching from the bushes.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting from that.
And I'm going to, as soon as I get that realization, I drop the scry.
Oh.
Oh. I guess we see you guys come back, huh?
Yeah, you see me actively fling my hands away from the ball, and since her hands are on top of mine, I'm pushing hers out away from the ball as well.
Oh. Hello. Nice to see you back. I did get some information from that little magic thing you did. I got a list. You want to see it?
Yes, please.
He climbs. He basically takes a list from Mr. Kitty, and he climbs up on the table, and he's like, "Here, it's a list of names, and you and Dilly's name is on the second column at the very top. It's really weird."
But not only that, dear cousin sister, looks like you are ranked number 2.
We'll go ahead and look at it.
And
I
I want
believe
to
that it's your name.
I want to roll insight on the list now that I can actually see it.
Oh, and you're rolling it on the what specifically? You cut out for a second.
I want to roll insight on the list now that I can actually see it.
Okay.
I presented to Felicia that I believe that the middle, this number 2 is her.
So 17.
All right. Yeah, with a 17, you're leaning in, and you can make out FEL, and then at the very end A, and you can kind of make out the words after, but what you recognize most is that's Gloria's handwriting after that name. The name isn't Gloria's handwriting, but the writing afterwards is.
Yeah, and I relay that to the group. I say, yeah, Dilly, you're right. Between you and I on this list is Felicia, but her name is crossed out, and Gloria wrote some kind of note off to one side.
And Felicia, was that perception roll to look at the note?
Yeah.
Okay. You totally and 100% recognize your name. Like, it's easy. You know the shape of your name, even though it's scribbled out. You know that is your name, and you can sort of kind of make out what is said afterwards, but you know that is 100% your name.
Well, that explains why I was sent away.
I definitely would know Gloria's handwriting.
Oh yeah, Dilly, you absolutely recognized that too.
Gwynny,
Yeah,
looks like you and I are quite disposable.
I think so.
At least according to Gloria.
I think it means we're targets.
That's pretty much what I assumed as well. Doesn't look like a very nice list, considering that most of the names here are crossed out. And it's also weird. Oh, my bad. I didn't say what
Oh,
you were
you're
saying.
fine. Go ahead. I stomped on you. It's my bad.
I'm gonna just say, and then the first column, what's really strange is that I would think that Gloria and Mr. Joel would be at the top, but apparently they're not. If you look at it here, Mr. Joel's name is like, what, the 6th name? And then Gloria's name is probably like the 10th. I don't know what that's about.
I think they did a process of elimination on 20 or so orphans, and Joel and Gloria were the most promising, or maybe least promising of all 20. So they selected them. And I think they've done the same thing with us. I wish my name was crossed out.
Do y'all have a document? Do y'all have a document, Ted? Is there somewhere that maybe we could cross-reference some of these names? I mean, maybe if they're still alive, that will kind of,
I think they all came from the orphanage. Maybe we need to go into the city and visit the orphanage.
Okay, I want to see if I can see the names or recognize any of them, because perhaps maybe one of them worked at the circus.
I'm so sorry. I was blowing my nose. Can you say that again?
I wanted to scan the list a little more intensely to see if there was a name I might recognize. They're all crossed out, and I want to see if any of the names may be a person that works in the circus. One of the entertainers or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Go ahead and roll me 2d20s. Actually, 2d10s. That one.
Nine.
Okay.
Or 7 and a 2.
7 and 2. That's what we're going with. Boop, boop. Hold on, let me pull this up. You see the name Phineas, but the last name is illegible. And you also see Phineas Ferb. You also see the name. You see a name that's kind of crossed out, but you can make out Lily, and the last name starts with an F, but you can't see the rest.
Lily. Fox.
Lily?
Lily Fox.
And who would they be to us in the circus? Why would I recognize his name?
You know that there is someone in the circus named Phineas. He runs like a weird little shit stain. He doesn't even have his own tent. He's like behind the tents. He runs like a weird haystack game.
All right.
And Lily, it rings a bell, but you're not entirely you know you've met a Lily somewhere in the circus, but you can't place your finger on it.
May I roll history?
Go for it.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, that's 8. So nothing.
You also know that there's someone named Lily who probably works at the circus.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right.
But for sure, like, Dilly, you don't remember Phineas's last name because you never bothered to give a shit. But you know that he works at that little haystack, like, attraction. Here, I'm going to post the picture. Give me a second.
I am a horrible person. I don't remember what I named my mom.
Gwynny,
Yeah.
this Phineas guy, I believe he's the haystack one.
Oh.
Weirdo.
You mean the guy behind the tent?
Yes.
All right, so if
Wow,
you guys are
okay.
looking, I just posted the map. If you look at the map on the ground floor south side, number 5.
Okay. And then I'm going to you see or hear me kind of in the background puzzling over the Lily reference, and you hear her kind of humming to herself. And I will say to you, the only thing I can think of for Lily is that song that we used to hear in the puppet show. Do you remember?
No.
It went high Lily, high low.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, maybe it
I'm
was
sorry.
just me. Bitsy used to sing it to me when I watched the puppet show.
What's Bitsy's real name?
Bitsy.
Bitsy?
Was she always a puppet?
As far as I know, it was Joel's first creation.
I believe Joel made her completely. She was never a person.
She may be the imprint of a person or something like that.
Can I roll a history check?
Yeah.
It could be the idea. She could be the idea of a person.
But she used to sing that song, the High Lily song, when we were watching the puppet shows. I remember you sitting there. Maybe you just didn't hear it.
Well,
I was probably trying not to kill someone.
True.
You know, in far off lands, when it's it's kind of weird, but there are some societies that when a person dies, let's say someone like a husband dies, and he dies in an unfortunate accident. Sometimes they place a person's soul into what was it called? You see him kind of rub his temples with his little feathers. It was a construct. Did you guys know that?
So you think
I could see that.
it is a construct of this Lily?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, just hear me out for a second, right? If that is possible, if you can place a soul of a person into a construct to give them life again, then is it possible that maybe
Well,
she also has a soul?
I kind of did that in a way, I think. You see Dilly kind of rolling his eyes, looking away a little.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head and kind of going, yeah, And
He hasn't met Kara yet.
yeah, no, he hasn't. Maybe we need to go visit Tara, let him meet Tara and see what he thinks.
Let's start with Phineas.
All
And
right.
that might lead us to our next clue. Maybe even to who this Lily is.
Maybe he knows who Lily is. That's a good plan.
Good plan.
All right, so we're gonna go see Phineas.
All right.
Let's go. Dippy.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Hi.
yeah. Go ahead.
Are you winging it? Are you winging it?
I'm always fucking winging it.
I love it.
Well, also, though, okay, winging it in the sense of the tents or any of the attractions, no.
Okay, so there was always a haystack?
Yes. It's on the map.
All right, great. I can't even see a thing. I have old man eyes. I'm trusting you.
Open the original and zoom in. I made it big for your old man eyes.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, are we playing D&D?
Girl.
Oh, wow.
Girl. Yes.
Are you playing? You don't want to sit in there looking at Facebook.
Look,
I am.
No, she's not. I'm just kidding.
Busted.
She's not.
All right, so as you guys are, you're back down in the circus, but it's closed. It's only about 8 o'clock in the morning at this point. So you head over to the haystack, and you see just a huge hay pile. Like, it's taller than you, Dilly, and wider than all of you standing side by side. And
Would we have I just have to ask, like, would we have had any run-ins with Phineas? Because I can't imagine children seeing a huge haystack and not just diving right in.
I assume you probably would have. He's an awakened marionette, but he has the lower half of a satyr.
Oh.
So he's a little.
He'd also probably hit you with a rake.
Well,
Okay.
no. He's mostly afraid of everybody. He regularly will like put hay over his sign when the circus opens, so that people like don't think he's open.
All right. Do we see him? Is he about?
No. You simply see part of the haystack very slowly rising and falling, and it seems as though he might be sleeping in it.
I'm just going to reach in and grab it.
And you hear a very panicked "Ah!" as you
Be silent.
take him out.
And wake up.
Oh,
Hi, Phineas.
guys. What do you want? Why do you... Oh, it's you two. Wow, you got big.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that happens. Although I'm not big.
You didn't get much bigger, but you got... And then he kind of stops himself.
And I will very, very definitely stand up and push my boobs out and push my butt out and say, I got what?
Hairier.
Hands on my hip. Hairier. That's fine coming from you. With your goat hooves and your goat body and your tail.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I'm gonna. Phineas, how did you come to the circus?
Joel made me. What are you talking about? And he like points to his upper half, which is clearly marionette.
Show him the letter. Or the note.
But Phineas, you weren't always just a marionette. You clearly got a bottom half that wasn't a marionette.
Yes.
So what were you before?
Phineas.
I was a goat before. The bottom half is what was here.
It's which part of the list was he on? The Joel and Gloria part or the Queenie and I part?
I'm pretty sure he was on the Joel and Gloria part.
Oh. Why would you be on this list, Phineas? Who defeated you, Joel or Gloria? Was it Joel?
What are you talking about?
Insight check.
All right,
Indeed.
go ahead.
May I as
I'm
well?
gonna help her with
Yes.
that. Because I don't believe him.
Whoa. 28.
Natural 19 on that.
Natural 19.
All right, yeah, no, he looks genuinely confused. He has, like, the suggestion of Joel hurting him, you can see it on his face. Like, he looked he looked really kind of offended at the idea. Like, what are you talking about? He raised you. Why the fuck would you even ask about that?
And I got a 17.
Yeah, no, this guy is like, he has no idea what you're talking about.
We ended up getting, we invaded somebody's privacy. Do you know who Hector is?
And if a mannequin could go pale, he would. You can see the expression on his face, and he backs up a little bit and says,
Come back here.
Comes the dawn.
Come here.
I don't.
Look.
And he's very slowly trying to like kind of burrow his way back into the haystack.
If you go in your hay, I will set it on fire.
You can. No, you. I mean, you can, but.
I would.
And
I will.
he glares and then stomps back out and says, "What do you want?"
Look, we got this letter, or this list of names from Hector, and we really, really need to know why these names are on here. We kind of got our suspicions. But why is your name on here? And
who is Lily?
who were you?
Well, let me see it. Let me see. And he holds his hand out for the list.
I won't give it to him, but I'll show him.
All right, just hold it up. And he'll lean forward. And even though his top half isn't part goat, he like starts kind of nibbling at the bottom corner of the page. He doesn't mean to, but he starts doing it anyway.
Nervous nibbler, and I'll smack his nose out of it. Nothing hard.
Who's Lily?
Hold on one moment. And he's reading down the first column, and you can see as he's reading, his eyes are getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, shit.
And then he looks over to the other list, and he just...
You recognize it, don't you?
So you do know something. And you know what also strikes me as odd? Is that if you're a regular construct, how do you have so much personality?
Oh, look at the time. I have to go. And he tries
Where do
to
you
walk
have
away.
to go? Back in the hay?
No,
No, you don't have to go.
I have to eat breakfast, I think.
No, you don't.
You,
Constructs don't need to eat. So that was a lie.
Look at my bottom half. It needs to poop. Where do you think the poop comes from? I have to eat.
No, you can wait. Who's Lily?
I'm going to roll intimidation.
And oh god.
How many of these names do you recognize?
12, but still.
Well, of course I recognize all of the ones from the first column. My name is among them.
You know all of them. Who are these people?
Is Bitsy one of these? We got some suspicions on that, too.
Bitsy? Oh, no, Bitsy's what Joel made to help him and to help everyone.
How many people here are like you and are not marionettes that's on this list?
And he very resolutely shuts his mouth.
Well, this just won't do.
Dilly,
Yes.
I don't think you're creating Tara was as original as you think it is.
Well, I never assumed it was.
It seems like Joel has been a much more interesting than we thought.
Were you a wizard, Phineas?
No, but I needed help and Joel helped me, and I'm not upset about this. He kind of like gestures to his body.
Why are these
Once
other
again.
names on the list?
Well, I once again, before we go down to any other name, who is Lily?
I don't. And he kind of realizes that he was about to lie, and he shakes his head and says, I can't tell you.
Of course you
Can't
can.
or won't?
Won't, Gwynny. I won't tell you.
I think you will.
We'll go to extremes to make you tell.
Mr. Phineas, if you aren't willing to tell us who Lily is, could you at least, maybe tell us why you're scared of Hector? Because that look on your face, you was horrified.
Right now, he shouldn't be afraid of Hector.
What shall it be? Will you let me walk away from this conversation unscathed,
Absolutely.
or are you going to insist that I give you answers?
I insist that you tell us so we can learn about where we're from, my friend.
Maybe he just don't want to say it. Maybe he'll feel better if you wrote it down.
I'll take the information however he's most comfortable.
And I will just go ahead and intervene and say, your name is crossed out. You have the privilege of walking away. Ours is not. Don't you think that maybe since you were on the list and are no longer, you might want to give an assist to those who are still on the list?
And at that, Phineas, even though he's kind of small and unassuming, his laugh is loud and sardonic and totally skeptical. And he is looking at the four of them, with something very, very close to disgust and hatred.
I'm going to start moving my hands.
My name being crossed out meant that I was free?
Oh, no, I don't think that meant you were free. I think that meant you were off the hook.
Oh, my dear. Does this look off the hook? I'm here.
It looks more off the hook than we are.
You're still whatever race you started out as.
Well, listen, Phineas. You just said you were happy with your shape.
I've grown to learn to be happy with my shape. It's been over 50 years.
Well, how about this? I've learned some of the trade, and I'm very crude at it, but I could use some more practice, if you know what I mean.
I'm just going to start using mold earth, and I'm going to start pulling the dirt up around his straw.
Excuse me.
And then that way it's going to be, covered.
So you're going to mold earth, you're going to contain all the straw into a stone case, kind of, or a mud case. That's actually pretty smart, yeah. I'm gonna weigh in here real quick. Excuse me, I have a question for you. I don't mean to make you angry. I don't really say anything that bad. But, what do you mean by, actually not even, maybe you could tell me if I'm right about this. I just have a thought, right? So you said, I noticed you said, you think because my name was crossed off that that you weren't really free, right? But here's what I'm thinking. What if this whole circus is one big chess board, and every person's name that was crossed out is a chess piece, right? Right? And what if this is all just a real it's more like a one-sided game. Imagine one player playing both pieces of the board, both sides. That's what I'm thinking about. Would you say that that's kind of correct?
Quick meta. Where is everyone located right now?
Standing right beside him.
I'm in Michigan.
I was standing in front of him right now.
I'm standing next to his hay covering it.
I feel like I'm just a few feet right in front of him. Kind of kneel down to his height. But what I've also done is use prestidigitation to create a small flame in my hand.
All right, and sorry, I just wanted to clarify that. Copy. What was the last thing you asked?
Yeah, I came up with this thing that he was thinking about. He was like, he was like asking to see if, what was the construct's name again? Fredericks? Or, what was his name?
Whose name?
The satyr construct man.
Phineas.
Phineas, okay. I'm asking Phineas, I'm not asking him a direct question. I'm more implying an idea to see if he would say that it was correct. So what I said is, what if the whole circus is a chessboard, right? And let's say, there's Gloria, there's Dippy, there's Dilly. We're all the players on this field, right? But what if there's one person that is actually playing both sides of the board?
Gotcha. I heard the last part about one person. I just didn't. Okay.
And I look up interestedly and I say, I don't think it's one. I think it's two. But I think you're absolutely on the right track.
And
I think
everyone roll me perception.
Okay.
While they're doing this, my back's turned. So I'm like, hey baby, would you put that up? Thank you. I'm gonna take out my tinderbox and on that mound, I'm gonna take and put some of the oil shit for my torch. And that way I see the flame in Dilly's hand. And that way this dirt mound, even though the straw is contained underneath it and safe, I want to make it look like I want to make it so if he throws the fire, it actually will catch and make it look like the hay's going up.
All right.
And so my question would be, should I roll perception at all? Because I'm kind of on my own little thing.
I'd say roll at a disadvantage.
Okay.
16.
Okay. And Dilly got 17. Copy got 14. Oh, jeez. Yep.
7. Perfect.
Okay, so hold on. Dilly, you are the only one who kind of catches a movement out of the corner of your eye. As you guys are all kind of focusing on the haystack.
Phineas the BSer.
Yeah, and Phineas. And right as you kind of catch this movement out of the corner of your eye, Phineas absolutely darts away and through all the tents and disappears from sight.
Oh, I don't have a chance to grab
Wait a
him.
second.
You can try. Give me dexterity at disadvantage because he is small and a goat.
No, charm person.
Oh, God.
Also, you said he dashes through the hay, right? Wouldn't he hit the wall that Felicia kind of put up around him?
No. He at this point, like, Dilly already pulled him out of the hay, so he's trying to dash away and, like, out towards kind of, like, the main promenade to get the fuck away from the situation.
I'm going to cast. I cast Charm Person on him.
Okay, and what is that saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw of 15.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
And if that fails, I got something for him.
Okay, sorry. You said what saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw of 15.
Nope.
You gotta beat a 15.
I got an 8.
Yeah. So,
Okay, I'm just going to go, Phineas. Phineas, my friend.
Guys, and Phineas is like doing like that Looney Tunes cartwheeling of the legs as he's trying to run away, but he's being held in place.
No, don't go yet. No, come on, stay with us.
Dilly, you're the only other person here who understands what he's running from, and out of the corner of your eye, you very clearly see Mr. A, the man in the gray suit.
We're all friends here.
Well, hello. I'm just gonna stand and look at him.
Phineas starts like buying, bleeding, panic.
No, just relax, Phineas, and
Just relax.
you just
Phineas.
stay with us here while we talk to Mr. A, okay? You don't have to say anything. You can just be here with us. Charm Person lasts for an hour.
Children, please, stop accosting the tools of this wonderful circus.
Oh, we're not accosting anyone.
You're clearly kidnapping that goat person thing.
We're not.
Phineas is not a tool.
Oh,
We're asking him
his
questions and he's trying to...
game. We're not taking him anywhere.
It's more of
We're
an
just standing here
interrogation.
talking to him. He's our friend.
But now, since the source has arrived,
Just now you're the center of attention, Mr. Man in gray suit.
And I'll just casually hold
with
Phineas.
your questions, so I figured I'd come and answer them.
I'm going to hold Phineas's hand.
I would like to point out, he seems to be awfully afraid of you.
Right. I mean, Phineas is my friend. The only one he seems to be afraid of here is you. Maybe you're the kidnapper?
To be fair, it is understandable that he would associate me with his kidnapping.
So he was kidnapped. That's good to know.
Oh, yes. Oh, dear. You are much further behind than I would have thought Joel would have kept you up with. Yes, no, he was kidnapped. 90% of the crew in this circus came from the same ship you both were thrown off of. Well, in your case, Gwynny, the one you dove off of.
I see. And were they brought here by the ship, or were they taken by force off the ship?
What's the difference?
I think it makes quite a bit of difference. If they were brought here by choice, if they made the choice to come here, then the ship would just be a connection. Huh?
Can children make choices?
Yes. Not very well, but they can do it.
Do you consider Gwynny and Dilly here tools as well?
Not quite. Tool might be a bit of a blunt term. Joel and Gloria, for instance, are different types of tools.
Oh, Gloria is very definitely a tool.
I think,
And Mr. A actually kind of smiles at that one.
Dilly,
Doesn't
you got the
disrespect
list.
you. Oh, I'm
I do
sorry.
have the
What did you
list.
say?
Are the people on this list mostly alive?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sure if you bothered to look at the lists you've so sneakily acquired, you would probably understand that if there were pictures involved, you would recognize almost every single one of them. After all, they have been your aunts and uncles and friends and family in this circus since you arrived.
Why was Hector laughing about this? I mean, what kind of sick joy does he get?
Oh, and Mr. A kind of smiles at that.
And why are you laughing about this, and what kind of sick joy do you get from it?
Gwynny, my dear, you are not the first one to master or even touch the crystal ball. Why do you think his back was turned to you?
Probably because he's a magic user, and he was attempting to shield himself from scrying.
Oh dear, no. I shielded myself from your scrying. He was scrying you, but you were scrying him.
Gwynny.
He was watching you, darling.
Oh,
Gwynny.
that makes sense. Yes, dear.
Wasn't that ball a gift from Joel?
Why, yes, I do believe it was.
Interesting.
And I wonder where Joel acquired it from.
Mr. A?
Yeah.
Mr. O.
When is this, tournament that y'all got set up? And, if you got both of the pieces, you know, the tools, as you call it, then, isn't your tournament worth it? Because Gloria don't have no one representing her.
He looks...
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. He looks amused and kind of pauses before asking her, Felicia specifically, what makes you think that this is an organized sport? There's no tournament. There's no end game. There's only an end. I can't tell you when it will be. That, I'm afraid, is up to you.
Oh, I just find that really bad business sense. I mean, why would you start a circus to show off your powers and prowess and then, not even be like having the heart to keep the thing going? Why's it gotta end? And why the hell do you guys gotta put people who love each other against each other? I mean, that's kind of redundant.
That's an unfortunate oversight on my part and Mr. Hector's. We did not realize that they had grown so close.
What about us? You certainly knew we had. You put me against my brother?
Would I? Absolutely not.
Would you? You already are.
No. Oh, dear. Oh, dear sweet children.
Are you implying that there's someone higher up than you?
No. I'm simply implying that Hector and I are the presidents of the company, and we've put our general managers in charge of choosing their successors. We, personally, have had absolutely nothing to do with your involvement.
Okay,
Except you are responsible for us being introduced to your general managers in the first place. They didn't choose us.
Dilly.
You did.
Dilly.
Gwynny.
Yes.
Are you feeling up to a reading?
Yes.
I can send you exactly what you want to know.
Oh. All right. And how do you
much will
know?
it cost us?
can't lie. It's my brain. Dilly knows.
I'd like to whisper to Gwynny, I think that this death thing might be, over exaggerated because he's still alive, and so's Mr. Hector, and Gloria's still alive, and so's Joel. So, maybe the whole game is that it's a game, and maybe that there ain't no fucking, reason for y'all to be playing it anyway. I mean, it seems to me like their game is pretend.
Well, here's the thing, Felicia. Mr. A and Hector are not under the curse of the game. They are the manipulators. So they would not die. Gloria and Joel, I think, are under a death sentence together. And the fact that they're still alive means that the game hasn't played out. It doesn't mean that they're going to escape the game. My goal at this point in time is to stop the game or free Dilly and myself from it.
Well, honestly, it just seems like Mr. A and Hector have to die.
I don't think that's possible.
Anything's possible, miss. God's
I'm
guy
gonna
all
look
the
at
time.
Hector. I want to look at Hector and just kind of or Mr. A, but I'm gonna look over Copy's shoulder and directly at him and come back over to our little huddle, and I don't think that's such a bad idea.
I certainly don't see a problem with it. Mr. A seems to think that everything's funny.
And Hector certainly thought everything was funny when he was attempting to read us while feeding us this list.
While they're huddled, I would have walked up to Mr. A and took him up on his offer of reading him.
And Mr. A will kind of look at Dilly very seriously before reaching his arm out, and he'll say, "This will not be pleasant. Not even a little bit.
I'm used to unpleasantries."
All right." And he'll hold his hand out.
Here we go. I'll take it.
Oh, God. Hold on. Okay, give me 2 seconds, though. I just let my dogs in, and I totally forgot it was snowing outside. And now they're black dogs covered in snow.
I get it. I live in Michigan, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
No
worries.
I'm apologizing to everyone, including my dogs right now.
It's snowing everywhere right now. It's snowing in Michigan. It's snowing in Tennessee.
Nope. No snow.
No snow there?
Nope.
Snowing in Delaware.
Yep, right here. That's where I'm at.
The area we live in is it's an oddity. A lot of times that foul weather will go right around. And a lot of other times we'll be the only spot with foul weather.
Really? Okay. Glenn, where are you at in the world?
Where am I in that world? I'm in New York City.
Huh? You're in New York City? Is it snowing in New York yet?
I believe it is.
Nope.
No? Good.
Oh, gonna be
I'm in the
soon.
city.
Yeah, I'm south of you. You're gonna get it soon. It's not bad though, thankfully.
It might skirt out to the ocean. I don't know which way it's actually moving. But the direction it was going barely missed at least the area that I work in a lot.
It's heavy here.
Oh, I know it.
All right, Dilly, you ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so much like when you touched the tapestry, when you make contact with Mr. A, it's not the same rigidity of your body, but it is, you go stock still. It's like you're all of a sudden frozen and your eyes sort of glaze over. And he is, you don't even need to roll perception. You know everything he's feeding you is accurate. And it's very concentrated. You are seeing vivid images of Gloria in her office. And
It's not
you're
awesome.
almost like looking over her shoulder as she writes a letter to the Sky Pirates requesting 20 children to be delivered to the orphanage for observation. And then you see kind of a flash forward, and you watch as Joel observes over several years these children, kind of akin to Gwynny's vision, the person behind those eyes of watching you two over the years. That was Joel. And eventually you see him walking into the orphanage, and he's the one who filled out those adoption slips with the instructions to let them quote unquote escape the orphanage. My people from the circus will herd them there and make sure they arrive safely. And you realize, in a horrified way, that Joel was the one who hand-picked both of you.
And we were stalked, groomed, and selected.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, damn.
Am I conscious? Do I still have my conscious of self though?
Yes. Yeah, you're experiencing this, and eventually, after he kind of feeds you all of this information, Mr. A lets go, pulls a handkerchief
I want to
out
try
of his
something
pocket,
weird
wipes
before he
his
lets me
hands
go.
off, and then puts it back in his
I want-
pocket.
Before he lets me go, I want to know if he'll let me try something just crazy.
You can ask him.
I don't want to ask anything. I want to try to steal from his mind.
Okay.
I just
Huh?
I don't know what I want to feel like I want to roll sleight of hand or something.
What are you trying to do specifically?
Glean anything I can get out of his head. A bit of magic, information,
Okay.
anything.
Roll me a d20.
Is there a modifier? If not, 17. Natural.
Okay. 17. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I got a 2. You absolutely are able to pull one last thing from him. What are you aiming for? Specifically, weakness. Like his weakness or overall, circus weakness? Just his weakness.
I'm just gonna say weakness.
Okay. At that, as he kind of pulls his hand away, you get one last brief image of the same picture you've seen several times now of Joel and Gloria in that rose field, as happy as they could possibly be when they were together. And you realize his weakness is the fact that they picked 2 proteges who were in love without realizing they were in love.
So his weakness is literally Joe and Gloria.
Their connection, their relationship, their history, yep. His weakness is the actual proteges themselves.
Okay. And as I probably will collapse a little bit again, a bit out of breath.
Yeah, out of breath definitely. Might be a little weak in the knees. This one's not as intense as the tapestry.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I got a potty.
Dilly pissed herself.
Oh my god. I'm not even gonna lie though, 90% of the time, like when I get up and Alex is in the same room with me and I start walking out, I'm like, I gotta poop, I gotta pee. Like I just feel the need to tell everyone where I'm going and why I'm going.
So you don't like get lost. Just in case you come back.
No, it's more like I don't want you to feel like I'm like just walking out on the conversation. Like I legit got bowel movements to take care of.
I got some important shit I gotta do.
Legit, literally. Oh my god, my Spinelli twin.
Oh, jeez.
Oh Lord Almighty.
So I still have Phineas by the hand.
Okay. Charlie.
And with that, I'm going to go ahead and charm person in my mind acts a little bit like hypnosis type thing.
Oh, like very suggestive statements.
Yeah, and I'm going to suggest to Phineas that even though he knows, I know he's going to know he was charmed here in about 20 minutes, that Dilly and I are not his enemies, and that he should try to help us if he can in the future.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to roll me a D2, and then when Dog gets back, I'm gonna ask him to roll me a D2.
All right.
Oh, okay. Both of you roll me D2s. 1 D2.
I have a meta question.
Flipping a coin here.
Yeah?
We were given the ways to kill both Gloria and Joel's magic, and
Two.
Two as well.
I hate the goddamn echo. Sorry. So we were given the ways to kill the two of their magics, but Joel's, I remember it was water, but I can't remember what Gloria's was. I know she's the runes and he's the paper magic.
With Gloria, if we destroy her tents, we destroy her magic. Her magic is tied up in her creations.
Okay.
Yep, yeah. So
Whereas with Joel, if we destroy his paper model Circus, we destroy his connection to his magic.
Right, whereas he can always build another paper model and not expend any more magical energy. Gloria has to expend the magic energy that she was already using to maintain a tent. After it gets destroyed, she has to expend more energy to rebuild it. So it's just stacks on stacks for her.
Right. So Gloria can actually be severed from her magic, at least temporarily, whereas Joel can only be severed from the Circus.
Which is why Joel was very, very vehemently asking, as was Gloria, guys, just fucking leave. Just go. Literally, that solves your fucking problems. Just leave. But okay.
But hold on, I have a meta question. Aren't we we're not like magically encumbered by the winner or loser?
Specifically, Dilly and Gwynny were chosen as proteges, but until they're bound to the circus, and they are literally the only members of the circus, aside from Copy, obviously, who aren't bound, they can leave at any time. But the second Joel or Gloria kind of gets into that final shift, or one of them loses, they don't have a choice anymore.
So we get rid of it.
So, like, even if we leave, we still don't have a choice.
If you leave now, you have a choice.
Mm.
That's what Gloria and Joel were trying to tell them. If you leave now, you don't have any obligation. Just get as far the fuck away from here as you can.
Well, that wouldn't be any fun for you now, would it?
No. But there's the option.
Okay. Thank you.
My thought is we destroy the fence, we destroy his room, and if there ain't nothing here, there ain't no reason to be tied.
That's true. What happens to everything, Mr. A, when we spoil the game?
Spoil. I don't...
What happens if we break the game?
And he just looks at you very blankly. He doesn't understand the question. Break the game.
Hey, we know that it is possible. We know that Joel and Gloria are trapped inside your game. They've gone too far. They can't leave now. We know that they intend for us to take over for them. Whether they have always intended that or not, they certainly did intend it at some point in time.
Basically, I think what she means is if we take your game board, what the hell happens to your pieces?
Right. We also know how to basically make it so neither of them can affect the game, at least the way you want them to. So that's what we're asking is, what happens when we break your game? We have nothing left to lose.
Oh, my dear, you have so much left to lose. But in which way do you think I want you to manipulate or play the game?
I don't really know. I don't know why you want us playing the game in the first place.
Oh, that is.
They made their own rules.
I don't think you can understand.
Why
are you?
Never tried.
All right, we'll try.
You might be surprised at what we can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Give it an honest answer.
Think of the cosmos. Yes? How big do you think, when you look up at the night sky, how big do you think it is? How long do you think it goes on?
Infinitely. I just come out of nowhere with an educated answer. Nobody knows. It can vast for miles, years. Who knows?
Years is closer to the appropriate answer.
It's an arrogant person who thinks that they can see a definition to the cosmos.
And Mr. A just nods. And he doesn't argue with her. He just sort of puts his hands and clasps them behind his back and says, all right. Well, in that case, how can I convince you that the game I'm playing requires pawns? Because otherwise, we would destroy your world.
Why do you have to play this game? What compels you to do this?
Oh, my dear.
Don't play the game. That's the real question.
That's why you're here. That's why all of you exist.
I know that's why that's not why we exist. That's why we're here. But why do you have to play this game? Why does your game require the sacrifice of so many? Why is it that so many are tied and retied and tortured and changed and abused, and I will point at Phineas, to your game? Why are we slaves to your game? We have souls, we have self-determination, we have emotions, we have wills, we have hearts, we have minds. We should not be slaves to your game. Why do you have to play this game that destroys so many people?
Let me ask you a question, tiny one. Do you know the rules?
Obviously we don't, or we wouldn't be asking you these questions.
No.
You said there was no rules.
That is a fair answer. But that's also part of the issue. You don't know the rules. You're not meant to know the rules. This is not your game. You are the pawns.
We did not choose to be pawns.
Of course you
What
didn't.
gave you?
What
What gave you the right to?
Which one of you woke up and decided I'd like to be a pawn? None of you, correct? All right. So in that case, stop complaining. You're all in the same boat.
No. What gave you the right to make us pawns?
What gives you the right to destroy somebody's world?
I see only one flaw here, Mr. A, was it?
Yes.
It seems like you think that you're a god over this world, that you control people's actions. Well, you don't. You're only a participant in the game. And whatever rules you follow, you have to follow them. That's what I'm getting from this. Whether
I don't think we have to follow the rules anymore.
Oh, we
Give you the right
definitely
to take our agency.
I've never served you, and I never will. You may say I'm a pawn, but in retrospect, you're really the pawn. You're stuck by ancient ways and rules that you have to follow. All you can do is gain help.
We don't. We're in the game, but we didn't choose to play this game. You're the one that has agency and still continues down this path. Who is trapped?
If I am not mistaken, you were given the opportunity to leave, were you not?
Yes, but abandoning everybody we cared about. Can you not understand that some would choose not to leave in the possibility of rescuing someone they care about?
Child, I understand more than you think.
I don't think you do. And I almost resent you calling me child when it seems to me we're the adults in this equation. You're the selfish one. We're pointing out that you've taken the agency away from unknown amount of people. You treat people like pawns and you call us children? How dare you? How dare you?
Lily Fairgrass is, I believe, the name you were looking for.
One of them.
Mr. A, have you ever loved anyone before?
I don't think he's capable.
I have lived long enough to understand that love is the greatest thing humans have ever accomplished. So yes, I have, multiple times. Why do you ask?
What is the greatest thing you ever accomplished?
Besides pissing off everybody.
And he just sort of casually points at Gwynny and says, no, that one, yeah.
Oh, that's the greatest thing you have to list as your accomplishment, that you successfully pissed off everyone who's ever met you?
Unless someone takes the tiny thing out, I will not be answering any more questions.
The tiny thing? Are you talking to me?
No, he's talking to me.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, I was wondering the whole time, who are you talking to, son? You want the work? You want me to smoke you real quick?
So you'll answer all the
Oh my
questions.
god.
Dilly, find out everything you can. I'll take myself out, and I just stomp off.
Well, I've been told enough, I think, from his mind itself.
You know I wasn't lying.
Joel and Gloria are actually the ones that brought us here. It had nothing to do with it.
Well, I
Aside
blamed
from-
them first, but yes, no, I had nothing to do with you.
What joy do you get out of this?
Joy. Oh,
Don't do stuff for not having no you know, passion for it. I mean, do you just go around destroying worlds because fucking you're bored?
I'd like to think I provide entertainment for worlds, but as this is the first experiment outside of my interactions with Hector directly, I'll get back to you.
I don't get it. I mean, what is in it for you? I mean, what if you win this dumb game?
Well,
Do you get what, bragging rights?
no. No, my child lives.
Who's your child? Who's your child?
Joel, of course.
Okay, so then you love Joel, right? I mean, you did call him your child.
No. No, I value him.
So like cattle.
To a degree. If I win, he won't be brought to slaughter.
Okay, so somebody's got to die. And
Seems to me that it's not just that they have to die. Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. A. Does it matter who dies in this game at the end of it? Or does it specifically have to be Mr. Joel and Mrs. Gloria?
Oh no, there's one clear winner and one unfortunate clear loser.
So my question is, does it have to be one of them? And hypothetically, if you or Mr. Hector die, does that still count? And can that save our world?
And Mr. A kind of smiles at you before he just disappears.
You know what I think?
And I step in front of you, Felicia. I don't know who else is there. I don't know if Mr. Kitty's there still.
Oh yeah.
This is what I think, right? I think the reason why Mr. A came to see us is because, first of all, we're snooping around. It's obviously something he doesn't want. And that whole monologue there about there's certain rules you gotta play, this, that, and the other. I think he was bragging. Or, more specifically, I think he wants to throw off unknown pieces on the chessboard.
Yeah.
I honestly think we're unknown pieces.
I think
We have the power to do just about anything.
We had no reason to make an appearance
Exactly.
unless we were getting close to something.
Go find Lily.
Meta, why did we get rid of Gwenny?
Yeah, let's go find Gwenny. Tell her what we found out.
No, big old Meta, why did he get rid of Gwenny?
Because Gwenny's a fucking threat. Gwenny can read, and she just had a long rest. Get out, girl.
At this point, Mr. A got a target on his back. The whole group is like, oh yeah, I'm ready.
Genuinely surprised she even listens, though.
He was getting to Lily.
Yeah, he mentioned the name we were looking for.
Lily Fairground.
All we got was the name because
Her last name was Fairgrounds.
Fairgrass.
Fairgrass, okay. Well, let's go talk to Locke.
And I thought that Gwenny was just not talking or asking questions, and I did you leave, or?
Yeah, she said she stomped off.
I walked away, but not very far.
All right, I'll just call you back.
I'm gonna try to cheer her up, and I'm gonna say the exact same thing I told you guys. I'm like, Miss Gwenny, don't be angry or sad. Me and you and everyone here, we're just unknown pieces to a board.
I'm
We feel
not sad.
threatened.
I am determined. That asshole is not going to get the best of us.
That's what I like to hear. Sounds like a good old-fashioned can of whoop ass is coming up.
Howard kicking me out away from my friends. Billy, did you get answers?
I believe we got some answers.
All right. Then let's go ahead and figure this out. Because damned if I'm going to walk away from this thing now.
And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Bum, bum, bum.
Womp, womp, womp.
Wah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.